This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Canesware at Miami Fanware in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at canesware.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canesware, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve. When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed. They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slomin's, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welt and Rheaume has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welt and Rheaume, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welt and Rheaume can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welt and Rheaume can help. Call 954-966-4646. Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard all over the world on the Big O Radio Show. Yes, sir. Mastered by the one and only Sean Stanley, baby. Yes, we are back another week. Welcome back. Hope you all had a good weekend. I had a great end to my weekend last night, as I was at Incubus last night over in West Palm Beach. Had a good time. Brandon Boyd, man, he can sing, dude. I enjoyed Sublime, too. I'm not like, oh, my God, I got to see Sublime. I've seen Sublime like 5, 6, 7 times. I don't know, a whole bunch of times. And they're usually opening up. I usually am going to a concert that Sublime happens to be opening up for. It's I don't think I've ever said, well, I'm going to a Sublime concert. It's just that Sublime happens to be opening up for a lot of acts that I've seen over the years. So I've seen them a couple of times. They're a fun band. He does a good job overall. So had a good night last night over at what's it called? I Think Amphitheater or whatever it is. It's just, God. Man, when you live in West Kendall and you got to drive to Southern Boulevard, holy shit, man. And that drive back is a bitch, brother. Wow. Can we move the I Think Amphitheater a little more south? I know somebody in Port St. Lucie's going, hey, you son of a bitch. That's like right next to me. Leave me alone, okay? I got to drive down to the arena for concerts, and then Miami and then the AAA for other concerts. So come on, let me have my I Think Amphitheater close to Palm Beach, close to Boca, close to Port St. Lucie, close to Martin County. Come on, take it easy on us. Right? I know that's what's coming. I get it. I get it. My friends in the Gold Coast, right? Don't want us moving the I Think Amphitheater a little more south. I understand. We've got to be fair to everybody, right? Okay. It's just, man, when you're driving back on a night you got to work the next day. It's one of those things. And I'm the dude that when I get home, I don't know about you guys, but no matter what, when I get home, I just can't dive into bed. I just cannot. You know what I mean? So made the rounds, watched a lot of the Sunday shows last night like I normally do. Check out what's going on locally, which they do a good job. So good weekend. Good weekend overall. Hope you all had a terrific weekend. Obviously, the Panthers making the move on Friday night. Saturday, we did the show. We gave you a complete coverage of the Tkachuk trade. We had George Richards and David Dwork on with us on Saturday. So just in case if you missed a roundtable talk, it's there, obviously. And listen, nobody was happier than I was because I told you the second the season was done, the ingredient that the Panthers were missing, and to the owner's credit, and obviously Bill Zito, because Bill Zito and the owners must have the same vision. They must agree on things, right? Zito can't do something the owners don't agree on. And the owners, well, maybe they also motivated Zito and said, we got to go get a son of a bitch. We were listening to Big O's show, and Big O is right. The Panthers need a son of a bitch. Barkov is a hell of a player, and Hubie's a hell of a player, but not a son of a bitch. You need to go get a son of a bitch, and you're not really going to trade Barkov. You got to trade Huberdeau. And sure enough, they traded Huberdeau, and I was super, super happy about that one, man. So happy about that one. And let me tell you something. New little thing that we're going to do, and I'm glad we've got the edge here, because who has the edge? That's the question. Who possesses the edge? Who shows the edge? Really? And that's what Matthew Tkachuk has. He has the edge. That's why the Panthers made this. They made this move because he has the edge. Let me explain something to you. And we could talk about this. If you're a teacher in the classroom, you got to have an edge to handle 200 kids every day, right? If you're parents out there, you got to have an edge to handle your kids, right? If you're parents. If you're a lawyer, you got to have an edge in the courtroom. Comprende, compadre? If you're an athlete on the ice, on the court, on the field, you got to have an edge. And the Panthers realized that they needed an edge, and they didn't have it at the top. And Matthew Tkachuk is that guy. Example, Jonathan Huberdeau has been in the league for 10 years. 10 years. He's got 2 seasons where he's got 30 goals. And it's 30, not 31, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 0. 2 30-point goal seasons. 9 years, Barkov has 2 seasons. His peaks, 35 and 39. This year, to his defense, he would have gotten over the 40 mark if he didn't miss the games, probably. But facts are, 9 seasons, never crossed the 40 mark. 35 and 39. Probably would have done it this year. Matthew Tkachuk's been in the league for 5 years. Less than both. Half of both. He's got 2 seasons of 34 and 42. He's the only one that's hit the 40 mark. And he did it, and did it in a shorter amount of time than these guys. Because if Barkov would have done it this year, it would have been his 9th season that would have taken him to get to 40 goals. The Panthers need a son of a bitch. And Barkov needs a son of a bitch next to him that can score. You want the edge? We'll give you the edge. Jonathan Huberdeau in 671 career games has 198 goals, 415 assists. Barkov in 596 career games has 220 goals, 330 assists. Matthew Tkachuk in 431 career games has 153 goals and 230 assists. He's a better all-around player than Huberdeau. By the way, he has 16 game-winning goals in 5 seasons. Huberdeau in 10 has 26. So he's on pace to have more than Hubie. Probably will have more of those in this offense over the next 5 years than the 16 he had in the first 5 years. That would be my gamble. And Barkov has 38 game-winning goals in 9 years. Now, if you're wondering, per game goals, Huberdeau, 0.29 goals per game in his career. Barkov, 0.36 goals per game throughout his career. Tkachuk, 0.35. So you went from the guy that 0.29, you shipped him off, to get 2 guys that are 0.35 and 0.36. And, of course, they're also phenomenal with assists, too. So they will do the same. Think about it. Tkachuk has 230 assists in 5 years, and Hubie has 415 in 10 years. So he's already on pace to have more assists than Hubie in 10 years also. So he's a better assist guy. He's a much better goal scorer. He will score more goals per game. He will score more game-winning goals per game. Therefore, he gives you the edge that you need. And that's why you make this move. You got to make this move. This was the right move. This was something that they needed. And I am just floored. And I talked about this. The one thing I told you that I could not answer. And listen, man, if I think I know something, I'll tell you. And if I think I don't know it, I'm more than happy to tell you I don't know. Not smart enough. I don't have enough information, whatever. The one thing I would tell George Richards and David Dwork when I brought him on was, I don't know who it is. I don't know who the disgruntled star is, because I don't follow hockey that way like I follow basketball. In basketball or in football, I will know who the disgruntled star is that wants to be traded or whatever. I get that because I follow it. Hockey, I did not know. I didn't know about Matthew Tkachuk. And then the name started to, rear its ugly head. And then all of a sudden I said, well, there you go. That's what Pat Riley does. Oh, Zoe, you're come on over. Oh, Tim Hardaway. Oh, you're not happy. Oh, we'll bring him over. Oh, no problem. Oh, Anthony Mason. No problem. We'll bring him over. No problem. Oh, Shaq. Okay, yeah. Oh, LeBron, you're not happy in Cleveland. Oh, Bosch, you're not happy. Oh, Butler, you're not happy. Yeah. Oh, Lowry, you're ready to go. He does it all the time. He's been doing it for 25 years. Find a disgruntled star, find a frustrated star, and bring his ass here. And Matthew Tkachuk did not want to stay in Calgary, and they brought his ass here. And he was on with Linda Cohn, and he was talking about how this is one of the places that he wanted to go to. He loves what they're doing here, place to live. He loves the offense. He's going to be with Barkov. Are you kidding me? What sniper doesn't want to be with Alexander Barkov? That's how they got their edge. Nice job by the Florida Panthers. And by the way, if you want to get your edge, myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Can't get it in stores. Got to go online. myedgedrink.com. Delicious, smooth, zero aftertaste, and you'll get 10% off when you use our code BIG OW. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste, and 78 calories. myedgedrink.com. All right. If you want to get in on the program, it's real simple. 855-912-1056. That's the Welt and Rheaume text line, 855-912-1056. 1056 on the Welt and Rheaume text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there, as that's a 24-hour talk show there on Twitter. As always, appreciate you all out there. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir, for a little love there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sent in on Venmo a little love. Appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Very nice of you. Let me see if the message on the board there. Let me see if, I don't know, maybe he put a message or not. I'm not sure. No, he just sent in happy Monday, Big O. Thank you, Oyun. I appreciate you, man. Thank you as always for supporting the show. And remember, Cash App or Venmo, you can make a donation to the show at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. You can also donate Bitcoin on Cash App. Okay. DJ Gallagher was the first listener and supporter, strong supporter. Obviously, we got our own Gallagher here from DJ Gallagher in our studios, and he made a donation, a Bitcoin donation, which you can make the same thing. Bitcoin holding strong, man. Been holding strong in the 22 area. It's gone well. It's gone well. It's nice. There's like a little dip now. Right now, some altcoins are in great buying areas. I think Ethereum is still in a great buying area for people that don't have it. Like right now in the 1,500 range where it's at, for me, it's not as good because I have it a little cheaper than that. So I wait for another dip if there's one. I don't know if it's coming or not. That's the thing. You can never time the bottom. You can never time the bottom. You can never time the top. That's why you DCA overall. But it's nice to see how it's holding strong. And we'll see with the Feds this week when they lay down that 3/4 to 1 point interest rate, and we'll see how it all reacts, because I'm expecting another little dip here, especially if it's a whole point. If they go 100, then yeah, I'm expecting a little bit of a dip there. If they go 75, maybe it stays strong and people kind of plan for the 75 because we're kind of expecting that. So anyway, we are getting closer to Dolphins training camp. We're a couple days away where we'll get to start talking about football. Sean and myself will be out there. The show might get adjusted later on in the week here. Okay, I'm not exactly sure. I got to see what the schedule is and how we're going to adjust it. All our shows may not be on every day exactly at 10 a.m. anymore during training camp, because Sean and I may be out at training camp. So it might be an afternoon show is what it might end up being, something along those lines. Maybe I do a short show early in the morning to kind of get some stuff off and get the ball rolling. So we shall see how we're going to handle all of this. What I would tell you is subscribe to our channel at Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. More than ever, you're going to need that notification bell, because if we're not on in the normal time at 10 a.m. and we're on at different times, you will get the notification of when we pop in. All right. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please smash the hell out of the like button if you can. Right now, we've got it's interesting, right? We've got 160 people watching and 31 have hit the like button. Think about that. There's 129 of you that are watching and you haven't hit the like button. Come on, man. Hit the like button. You're watching us. You're supporting us. It's very important for the algorithms of the show and on YouTube and all of that. It's really simple, man. If you can visit our sponsors, that would be fantastic. If you can't visit our sponsors and you're watching, that's great. If you can hit the like button, that's another great way of really helping us. That like button really, really helps us in an immense way, and subscribing also helps us. So remember, and Big O Show Cuts, search for that. That's our second channel, and we're going to add some live programming to that also on that one. So make sure you subscribe to Big O Show Cuts and hit the notification bell. Okay. Oh, will you be having players, coaches on your live from training camp? We're going to try. Now, the one thing is, what I don't know is what the like last night. I showed a little part live of Incubus, and some guy tweets out, "Hey, the audio doesn't sound as," and it's because it's live and there's thousands of people and they're all online, and so it wasn't a clean signal. So maybe it's a little choppy at times, and so that's what I got to see. If the feed is not clean from there, we may not be able to do live. What we may do is probably record and then post, is what we may do. Press conferences, we could hold them live also, but I don't know what the service is like, the internet service is. And that's my whole issue. So if it ruins the audio, and then that ruins the recording, you know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll work it. I'm sure Sean will record it, and I will be the guy who will try to do the live stuff. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, you guys will probably tell me right away on the chat board. There'll always be somebody, "Hey, it doesn't sound good. You idiot. What's wrong with you, you moron? It's kind of shady. I can't hear it too well. The picture's kind of fuzzy." Like, I've got all the control over it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just at the mercy of the internet. So I will be a glutton for punishment, like always, because that's what I am, a glutton for punishment for you guys when we're at camp. And we will try. Let's just cross our fingers that we can get a clean signal and out live. What do you think the chances are, Sean, when the coach addresses the meteors and I go live while you're recording? What are the chances that live feed will be clean from Dolphins camp? What would you say? Yeah, he's going like this. He's right. It's probably more like this. Probably be interference and stuff, but we will try. We will try our best. So that's why you subscribe, hit the like button, share, tell other Heat fans, Dolphin fans, Canes fans, Marlins fans, Inter fans, tell them about the show. All right? So we will do all we can. Big O, how does it work when it comes to interviewing players? Do you put in a request to which player to the media you want to talk to, and the team decides, or does the team give a list of players available? No, we ask, and then they try to get. That's usually how it works. So that's usually how it works, me. Steve Chapman, by the way, in first on the roll call. Big Dan 305, Brooklyn Rob, Nelson Alfonso, NorCal. Oh, maybe they weren't first because let me see. Yeah, it says 819. Yeah. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Let me see. 818 might be first for Chapman. Yeah, no, I might because I refreshed the chat board. I don't know if it cut it off. NorCal in Steven Gonzalez. He says, "Why are the Celtics giving up Brown? That's stupid. The kid is a stud, but looks like Miami is looking like a long shot if that's the case." Yes, that is the case. If we're talking about the offers that you saw from the Celtics, Miami can't offer that. So yeah, no, I'm with you. It's going to be tough, man. I have a hard time believing that they're going to pull it off, considering all the competition that they have. But then again, he's got to want to play there. But maybe Boston might be a place he wants to play. GP Trap, I know he's a hockey guy, so I know that's coming. Let's see. Ubi Dooby Doo gone. Welcome, Matthew Kachuk. It was talked about in my Panthers circles, but it's still a shock. It's a good move for us. Looking forward to seeing him play. Hell yeah, it's a great move, GP. Gus 1388. Greater Good is in. Caddyshack. As a Blues fan, I was really hoping for Kachuk, but oh well. Panthers fans should be really excited. I don't know about Panthers fans, but I am. I know GP Trap is excited. Greater Good. Jesse M. Jimmy Johnson always followed a legend in coaching, but unfortunately he didn't have success in Miami. Yeah, no, very little success with the Dolphins. G. Reed checking in from Boston. Thank you, G. Reed. Appreciate you, my man. Kyle Cockrose tuning in from New Mexico. Robert Triana. Victor Vitoni is in from South Georgia. I like it. Tank McBride is in. Rosendos. A new week, a new day, and a new morning to start fresh and achieve your goals. Amen to that. Tony Zagala says Panthers got themselves a Batman. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Raging Dolphin Maniac is in. Seems there's a lot of momentum with Miami teams. Yep. I talked about that on Saturday. You should listen to our segment on all the owners in town. This might be the most competitive group we've ever had of owners in South Florida, outside of the baseball guy. Miami Breakers 305 says support the show by hitting the like button. Thank you, sir. Donardo Joseph, Dean Brown. Let's see what else. Nick is in. Y'all be sweating your asses off in that Florida heat if you're at training camp. Yes, sir. It's South Florida, Nick. Comes with the territory, man. John Padilla is in. Alex Palenzuela is in. He says, I did click and liked. And again, thank you for your sponsor for Red Light. It's making a difference in my life. There you go. Red Light. Oh, you get redrecover.com. If you're dealing with pain, man, it's a great way to alleviate pain, a natural way. No medication, no side effects, no nothing. C. Dola is in. Says, I'm standing next to a lady with a Dolphins hat. Just feels like saying that. Just feel like saying that. Good. Because it feels good. Bradley Ebersol, bang it. The like button, he's saying, by the way. Jason Patrick is in. Bradley Ebersol, I need my morning shout out. There you go, Bradley. You got it, baby. Squeeze, Big O. Now that football is getting started, I will be here for the fanfare. Let's go. Well, I know it's going to pick up now with football season. We're 2 days away, man. This is going to be awesome. And I think our show, I think Sean and I are going to take it to the next level now with the coverage. And I think you guys are going to, be very, very happy. We already give you the best insight with the Dolphins, but now we'll give you some more coverage from camp. Hopefully they're opening up the locker rooms and those kind of things so we can move forward and give you guys some good access, man. I'm looking forward to it. NorCal is in. Frankie Fresco is in. Did you see a Clásico on Saturday night? Well, I was watching Inter Miami. Is that the Clásico against NYCFC? No, that's not the Clásico. We do have A.J. Dillon at a match in Green Bay, and he wasn't treated very nicely by the security guards. We'll share that one with you on the show later on. Brooklyn Rob wants to see Tua on the show. You never know. We might be able to pull off that miracle. Lisa Rose is in. 305 Domi. Jay Gelfin is in. Says, I'm over this whole Durant situation. All of South Florida teams are improving. I'm excited now. If we can only get everybody to smash that like button. There you go. Smash it, baby. And the like button, too. Big O, did you see Kid Cudi walked out from Rolling Loud because people were throwing stuff at him? Any crazy stories from any concerts you've gone to? In fact, exactly what happened to Kid Cudi. 1977, 8, I think it is. Miami Baseball Stadium. Poco, Doobie Brothers, and Boston. I'm 11 or 12 years old. And Poco's 45 minutes late to the show. And they had a song called In the Heart of the Night. And the singer, they come out, and the place is kind of like booing, whatever. And they come out, and they hit that first note for In the Heart of the Night. And some guy heaves a beer. And it's a beer in a cup. So it's like really good. This is a really good throw. And it hits the guy right straight in the chest, and it blows up, right? So, and the guy leans into the mic and says, F you, and Poco walks off stage. The entire Miami baseball stadium lost it and started like yelling, like, yeah. And they started going, Doobies, Doobies. Because really, you're there for the Doobie Brothers in Boston. Poco kind of doesn't even belong there. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, it was kind of a awkward thing. I remember once Wendy O. Williams, again, Wendy O. Williams from the Plasmatics, rest in peace, crazy woman, punk rocker, right? She's opening up for Kiss at the West Palm Beach Auditorium, 1983. And again, crazy woman. And she's singing. Only difference this time is somebody throws something at her and they hit her straight in the chest with a dildo. Okay? Must have been like a 10, 12-incher. Big ass dildo they hit her with. And she like shakes it off, laughs, and she keeps rocking. that was the difference between the two. Another one, a fake one. Those two were real. This one was fake. A lot of people fell for it, but they didn't know this because Van Halen, David Lee Roth does a trick on some of the tours where he'll create drama where there isn't. So in this case, he stops the show in the middle of a song and he yells down to some guy, and the entire arena can't see the guy, doesn't know anything, but the arena kind of goes quiet. And he says, hey, you, stop throwing ice on the stage. You keep doing that, I'm going to F your girlfriend. And so the place goes nuts. But what people didn't understand is he would pull that stunt in city after city to get a rise out of the fans. Years later, he did this whole thing with the AC and bitched out the AC people in the arena. Hey, my voice in the AC. Not that he even has a voice. But anyway, and people would fall for that. So in the case of the Sporto, this was the it was Diver Down, not 1984. It was the Diver Down tour. Yeah, I don't do drugs. That's why I remember all this stuff. Anyway, so they do it, right? And he stops it and he yells down to a guy that nobody can see in the entire place because, you know, it's the Hollywood Sportatorium. Everyone's high. It's all smoked up. They can't see the person he's pointing at. So he yells down. He does his shtick. And he says, hey, stop throwing ice on the stage or I'm going to F your girlfriend. In this case, okay, whatever guy he was pointing at, everyone in the arena heard the girl. The girl was like, yeah, let's go. And everybody started laughing after that. So there you go. So in that case, the guy wasn't throwing ice, and yet he's with the girl that is openly saying, yes, David, take me. Take me. So there is 3 different examples. I've been like, I don't know, 12, 13, 1,400 concerts. I don't even know how many I've been to. So I've had my share of incidents at concerts. Luckily, you know, I mind my own business. I'm just a guy that sees everything going on. I don't get arrested. I don't rush the stage. I don't do any of that shit. I just go watch the music. Okay. And I just go watch everybody else. There you go. All right, let's go to a man that probably has gone to just as many concerts as I have. Ira Winderman in our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Ah, yes. How to turn on the AC.
Don't blame you.
No, I got a little sticky in here already. I didn't. I hadn't turned it on since like 6:30 in the morning when I got up. So I figured I got to get working here. How you doing, Ira? Good morning, sir.
I am doing good. And speaking of concerts from your previous segment, I'm so waiting for the schedule because I got Springsteen coming down here to Hard Rock. I got Springsteen at Amalie Arena, and I got Springsteen in Orlando. So I'm trying to figure out when the heat might be off and when maybe I can pull that off.
Did you get like a second or third mortgage for that shit? Because
No,
that's
the
those
one
are
at Hard
expensive
Rock,
tickets.
forget it. A small venue like that, there's no way. It's not like it's 600. But we found tickets in the twos in both Amalie Arena and in Orlando. So
Okay.
if I'm around, if I can make the drive over, I might do that. One's tough. It's on a Wednesday night. One's on a Sunday night. But at least keeping an eye out. But you know what? There's something to be said for small venues and the intimacy, but not something to be said for the price.
No, I know, and I wanted to see him on Broadway when he was doing his thing. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Because I was in New York when he was doing it, and God, it was just too much. It was just, it just gets ridiculous. And by the way, Ticketmaster is at fault for a lot of this, which I don't know if you know about this, but they're under heat right now because they have raised, especially Springsteen concert. There's one place where they're like at $4,500 or something like that.
I mean, and again, they're buying back their stock. They're going to the secondary market. They're adding their fees, and it's just a shame. And the one thing I don't get, and again, I don't get a lot about wealth, even though I cover players of wealth. If you're a Springsteen and you have that much money, how much more blood do you have to suck out of your following who's been so loyal for so long? I know you can never have enough money. And I know people have money, want more money. And there's always someone that earns more. But at some point, I look at these ticket prices and I'm like, you've just got to be kidding me. I mean, on one hand, like Rolling Loud and things.
Ira, I don't pay a lot of money to go see U2 or Pearl Jam. I'm on the floor every time for U2 for just over $100, my brother.
And that's what it should be.
So, and they control it. And Pearl Jam, they do not kill their fans either.
Right. Don't gouge your fans. Don't gouge your fans. Don't do it in sports. Yeah. I totally get it. Adam Silver was in Orlando or Vegas when we were there talking about revenue wise, one of the greatest NBA years ever. So why do ticket prices have to skyrocket if business is so good? I know it's capitalism. I know it's get it if you can, but especially with concerts and the resale value and how the promoters buy back all the tickets and then add on their fees and do it that way. It's just a shame of that industry. I agree.
Yeah. And listen, I get it. They don't make money selling music anymore. And I totally understand that they've got to make it live. But it gets to a point where some things like the Springsteen stuff, and as much as I love Springsteen and treasure Springsteen as one of the greatest lyricists to ever live, one of the greatest musicians to ever live, and I've seen him several times, but it just gets to a point where it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it's like, and think about it. I was at the Orange Bowl in, what was it, 84, 85 for born in the USA. And you can think, wow, man, I was on the floor for $30-something.
It's like the world has changed. Yes, the world has changed. Old guys like us have to admit at least that much.
God, it has changed immensely. All right. Has the world of Durant changed? Because our boy Shams Charania reported that the Celtics offered a package that included Jaylen Brown, Derek White, draft pick, and they turned them down on that and said, no, we'll take Jaylen Brown's smart, multiple picks, and a rotation player. Now, he also says, he follows up with, Charania says, there is a deal to be had here. Celtics have the ammunition. In a way, I didn't understand that deal. I know Durant is great, but man, you were going to give up a lot and giving up a young star also in the process. So where does this put the Heat if they're turning a deal like that down?
You know what? This manipulation is so transparent that within hours, Woj has to get it out at 2:21 in the morning last night. Shams comes around, fills out the deal, puts it out also. How do you get your message out in the NBA? You get your message out through Woj and through Shams. So you get it out there. The Celtics are offering Jaylen Brown. Now you might say to yourself, why Ira? Why Big O the manipulation? Here's why. If you get out that the Celtics are putting Jaylen Brown into a package, for the first time we've heard this widely reported like this, it basically is the wake-up call to the other teams involved. You got to up your ante, boys, if you want to be playing at this table. So it tells Toronto, if you want to make a pitch for Kevin Durant, it's going to take Scotty Barnes. It tells the Heat, I know you considered Bam Adebayo, you pulled off of it. You've got to get him back on the table. The manipulation here is so obvious. What's going on is the Nets realized they had to throw a big fish out there. So they leaked to anyone who was willing to listen, hey, guys, do you know we got an offer with Jaylen Brown? All that does is send the message to the Raptors, to the Heat, to anyone else who has an alpha they've been sort of wavering on. You can do this. And this will continue. I love it because I do my accurate Pembroke Pines reports twice a week here on the Big O Show. It'll go through August. It'll go into September. There's no real deadline. The beauty of the NBA trade deadline is, boom, it comes in February 8th, February 10th, and that's it for the year. The beauty of the deadline around the NBA draft is if you want a specific player, you have to do it by draft night. There's no hard deadline here. They could take Kevin Durant into camp or tell him simply don't show up at camp. They could wait through the preseason. Heck, if you think your team is good enough to at least get in the playoff tournament, you could wait even a little bit longer. So you're going to see these. You're going to see these whoa kind of names come out every few weeks now. Well, the Nets will let out, hey, we have an offer in our possession, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase this. According to Woj and according to Shams, the Brooklyn Nets have an offer of 4 first-round picks on the table for Kevin Durant. It's all part of the manipulation. The smart teams realize it. If the Heat want to offer Bam Adebayo, they could be sitting face-to-face at the table right now. If the Raptors wanted to offer Scotty Barnes, they could sitting face-to-face at the table right now. The manipulation is so it's so transparent. It's so obvious to everyone. So that's what happened. Is the Nets almost have this?
So this is the obvious follow-up to all of this.
Sure.
Clearly, no deal's going to be made by the Nets if there isn't a Barnes, a Jaylen Brown, a Bam Adebayo, who'd they want from the Suns? Did they really want?
Well, they
Booker?
wanted DeAndre Ayton. They would take Mikal Bridges, start there.
Right.
Probably would want Booker.
Okay, so obviously they want. So is the Heat going to budge?
Yeah, well, what they want.
Okay, but if the Heat don't trade Bam, they're not getting Durant then, bottom line. Because that means they're going to keep Durant if they can get one of those stars. They're not going to settle for the secondary deal that everybody else can offer. Hey, we'll give you the secondary player with a slew of picks, and there you go. But we're not giving you our star, Bam, Scotty, whatever, Booker, Brown, you name it. We're not giving you that star plus the plethora of stuff that you want on top of all of that. So the question is, the Heat probably doesn't have enough to play the game on the secondary level. The only way they're really going to get that guy is if they flinch and they give up Bam Adebayo. That's what I'm reading amongst all of this, because they're not good enough on the other side unless they give up Bam. And then again, maybe Bam is only a teaser so they can get somebody else from somebody else. Maybe they'd rather have Scotty Barnes once you offer Bam. I don't know.
This is all as of now, Big O. This is like your crypto markets and everything else. Everything's in flux. As of now, that's where the game stands. What we don't know is this. Will Kevin Durant turn into a total bitch and make it so unpalatable and so uncomfortable? Do you think all the Houston Rockets wanted out of that deal for James Harden originally was a bunch of picks and Victor Oladipo? No. James Harden stopped showing up to play. He didn't show up to training camp. They had to do something. Do you think the Nets really wanted to, at that point, break up their big three, settle for the player?
The difference is Durant's never been Harden.
And you have
Durant has always been a pro's pro on the court. Say what you want about his burner accounts, his attitude off the court. All that has changed from his days in OKC. I'll give you that. But on the court, he's never pulled the shit that James Harden has pulled.
And what if in the next 2-3 weeks, month, 6 weeks, Jimmy Butler gives a call to Kevin Durant and says, you know what? We really want you here. And if you make it tough enough on the Nets, we think we can pull off, because I've heard that with an offer of Tyler and some other pieces, maybe even my former good friend Kyle Lowry, we can make this deal work. So people get in your ear. I believe the Sixers were in the ear of James Harden, whether it was the owner or the former owner, whether it was Joel Embiid or the emissaries of Joel Embiid, whether it was the friends of Daryl Morey. You know how you play this game. So that's why there's plenty of time here. And Kevin Durant, I mean, look what's happening. Kevin Durant has not addressed this publicly at all, but has let us know he's on TikTok right now. That he had time for. That he had time. He's had time to tweet at other people. This is a soap opera. This is not a one-time movie, a one-time special event.
He's not adding any drama to it. We need some Durant drama so it can become a real soap opera.
And you know what I'm saying is the time will be the drama, Big O. That by dragging this out, that's what's going to make this whole thing so dramatic is, wait, it's the first week of August. We haven't heard anything. It's the third week of August. It's Labor Day. It's 2 weeks before camp. He knows the drama happens anyway. The randomness of the last Sunday night, overnight to Monday in July, that Shams and Woj decided they had to get a story out. Come on, Big O. That's not just coincidence. This is all part of the manipulation.
Yeah. We shall see. I mean, I'm
watching getting manipulated.
I'm watching Bill Zito get his whale before Pat Riley. That was impressive. That was impressive by Bill Zito picking up a whale.
Bill Zito got a free agent whale who was free to choose and go where he wanted, which is a little bit different. But I agree. I equate that trade, the T'Chaka trade, to what the Heat did with Shaquille O'Neal, where I remember you.
Yeah.
You and I were sitting there and we were debating whether Lamar Odom and Brian Grant and Caron Butler and a first-round pick were too much. But at a certain point, if you can get a top 5 player in your sport, you do anything and everything. And down here, people will learn is a top 5 player. Kevin Durant right now, I'm not saying because of his age long-term, but right now there is no debate that Kevin Durant's a top 5 player. When you have a top 5 player, you never close the door on the possibility. So are the Heat being played? Sure. Were the Panthers played to have to give up 2 quality players, even though they're a pending free agent? Sure. But to get the big one, the big fish, the whale, the harpoon, that's what you wind up doing. You got
to give up Rice to get Zoe, and you got to give up Butler to get Shaq. It's just the way it goes, man. Unfortunately,
you have to give up Caron in that trade. I agree. There's still time here on the Heat. You know, it's funny because the difference is the Chuck thing just happened because hockey free agency moves so much quicker. I mean, it literally is played on ice and on skates, and it's a quicker sport. The NBA loves to drag this out. And it gives life to all the rumor mongers. It gives life to the fantastic talk shows throughout the interwebs. So it lets you discuss this kind of thing. But to me, when I woke up this morning, I'm like, okay, everyone's being played here a little. And let's face it, guys like you and me, okay, we'll be played. I got an Ask Ira for tomorrow. You have a radio show on a Monday morning. And that's what it is. Until the Kevin Durant thing is done, the Heat aren't out. When it's done, when he goes somewhere, then you and I can sit back and go, you know what, Ira? Should they have done this? Could they have done that? Would one more draft pick have gotten it done? But we still don't know how it shakes out. And for all the Jaylen Brown stuff, there's been nothing from the Celtics side yet. It's been crickets around the league. So this is all part of the manipulation. Matter of fact, I believe that this morning Brad Stevens woke up and like, what the F, Sean? We did all of this in private. You said you would keep it this way. That's the difference. Just like when I wrote about Bam and the Heat. They've kept it quiet. They've debated it in the suite there. There's one voice on the team that said absolutely no. They cycled through it. That's how they work.
Well, we said if you want Zoe, you got to give up Rice. If you want Shaq, you got to give up Butler. I'm getting the sense that if you want Durant, you're going to have to give up Bam.
Would you?
I mean, that's
would
just.
You?
Hell
would
yeah,
you?
I would. Hell's to the yeah, I would. For Durant,
a 34-year-old who missed his season 2 years ago.
You have no shot at a title right now. That's the bottom line. So with Durant, I got a better shot at a title. You stay with this team the way it's constructed right now. All it's going to do is end up running right into the ground, and we're going to watch Jimmy get old and obviously Lowry get old, and the time is going to run out because Bam and Tyler have not crossed the threshold of saying, yeah, I can be a star next to Jimmy and carry the offensive load. And because those two haven't crossed that threshold, I know Durant already crossed that threshold long time ago. So I'd rather have Durant and take my shot at the title with the three old guys, whether you trade Lowry or not, and I'll have my window for 2 years. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, c'est la vie. We'll get through the bad contracts and we'll move on to the next chapter.
Let's work on our order then. We've seen what Woj and Shams are reported about the Celtics. So I'd say the Heat counter offer to me as a starting point, it's a negotiation, would be Bam, Hero, and 1 first-round pick. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Bam, Hero, and 2 first-round picks.
I'm fine with that too.
Bam, Hero, and 3 first-round picks.
I'm good. We'll stop there. We'll stop there.
And that's how it's going to go. And then it's going to go Bam, Hero.
Stop there because you're getting Bam and Hero. So you're getting the potential there again that we're waiting for. You'll be waiting for. But you have 2 young guys and you have 2 first-round picks. That's more than enough.
And I think if that goes on the table, and if that goes on the,
I only see it as a 2-year window. I don't see it as a 4-year window with the rest of his contract. I see it as a 2-year window.
And of course you see it there for this reason. Kyle has 2 years left on his deal. 2 years from now, Jimmy Butler will be 35. 2 years from now, Kevin Durant will be 36. It's like almost like one of those Michael Douglas old men movies when they go to Vegas with Morgan Freeman or something. They're old stars and they've all won their Oscars and everything. But time is running out. I agree. And if they make that deal, just for argument's sake, we'll talk about this more Wednesday in our accurate Pembroke Pines report again. If they make that deal and you put in Hero and you put in Bam and you put in 2 first-round picks, hey, you're fine on the wing. You still have Butler and Lowry and Kevin Durant and Victor Oladipo. You've got 4 all-star level
players. I got Caleb and I got Strus and those kind of role players around stars. Oh, my God. They're fine.
And then you'll have to see if Dedmon or Yurtseven is enough there to give you what you need.
Oh, wait a minute. Because you're exiting out a bunch of players and you're only getting back 1, we're going to have veterans that are going to want to say, hey, I'll take your minimum.
Right.
And you're going to get a better veteran role player than even Dedmon probably.
And especially around buyout time. And especially at the buyout market come March when some veteran is sitting there in 12th place and all of a sudden he realizes, like Goran Dragic did last year, when he said, I'll go to the Nets because seemingly,
a little better than that.
Right. But seemingly it was a good situation. You could do that also. So the official Orlando Alzagari Show accurate Pembroke Pines report offer as of now is Bam, Tyler Hero, and 2 first-round picks.
That's my max right there. I'll go there.
All right, I'll give Woj and Shams a call. I'll try to get that rumored out for you by the end of your show.
There you go. And by the way, what kind of props do you give Zito for what he did this week? And the ownership group, by the way, because we can't say enough about that ownership group, what they're doing out in War Memorial, how they're entrenching themselves in this community, what they've done with that franchise, with their players. They've made the kind of commitment that we want to see from the Marlins. They've made that commitment, and those owners are willing to do whatever it takes. And Zito, that combination, just like what you cover every damn day with the Heat, they're developing that in Sunrise.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was listening to George Richards on NHL Sirius XM radio when I was driving around the other day, and he said South Florida doesn't realize they have a top 5 hockey player. They have one of the 5 best active hockey players in the world right now. You will come to realize that, like George said, people didn't even know where Calgary is, let alone ever watch a Calgary Flames game. They were terrific in the playoffs. They were a high-scoring machine. Yeah, it'll make it fun. Yes, Huberdeau, I agree with what everyone's saying. His number goes to the rafters at some point. Absolutely. Yeah. You honor the man. But at some point you say to yourself, you've won 1 goddamn playoff series in, 20 years or something like that? You had to make the move.
Yep. The legacy wasn't enough, unfortunately. You got to do more than that. All right. What are you working on the Sun Sentinel, my friend? So folks can subscribe and check you out.
I wrote a story in today's paper about how Omer Yurtseven and Nikola Jovic, are both planning to play in Eurobasket. Might not be back for the start of training camp until the week before.
Not a fan of that.
Is that a good thing because they're getting international big-time experience, or a bad thing because they're not working in the Heat system?
Yeah, well, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm sorry. I changed that. I'm all right with that because they're not starters. I hated it with Goran because I thought it took a toll on his body. and it hurt him down the line. But because these guys are mostly bench players, and Yurtseven didn't play in the summer league, and neither did Jovic, they need the playing time. I'm good with that.
And I spoke to a Heat executive, and I thought he had a good point. He goes, we welcome our players playing because, Big O, if you want players to come to your team, you have to let them know you're not going to stand in the way of their professional and national development. So I can see that also. Wrote a piece on that.
Unless they're old farts like Goran, I'm going to keep you home,
You know
bro.
what? Goran Dragic's only NBA All-Star season came back after Slovenia won Eurobasket in 2016. So you can make an argument there. That was the only season he was an All-Star. He had a really good season that year, if you look it up. So I wrote about those two guys and their international summers, writing my Ask Ira for tomorrow, and this very Durant thing. That this clearly is the Nets.
He also had a bunch of injuries that year, by the way.
Hey, he was an All-Star. He beat out Ben Simmons. Australia wasn't happy. So I did that. And then again, now how this Durant bat signal will go out probably once a month until a trade is made or until camp starts. Working on a story in that also.
Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. And God damn it, let's go. Subscribe to the Sun Sentinel. Get it done already. Come on, you slackers. Ira, we love you. We'll catch you later on the week. Be good.
Catch you on Wednesday. Thank you, Big O.
That is the Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
I see some of you there. I'm trading Bam. I'm not trading Bam. This, that. They're not an NBA championship team. They're not going to raise a Larry O'Brien trophy. Everybody else got better in the East. Miami had took a step back. I'm sorry. You need another star. And Bam's not that star, and neither is Tyler. And I don't have any more time to wait. I'm not here to, maybe this, maybe that. No, screw that, dude. Show me. John Moran already showed me he's the guy. From the second he stepped on the court, he showed me he's the guy. And Bam, yes, he's grown. And I love his role. But he's not a superstar. He's not a guy offensively that can just take over next to Jimmy. And Tyler has yet to put it together. Tyler's the one that's closer on the offensive side. But with Durant, he helps you on defense, and he's a freaking superstar on offense. He's a absolute mismatch. Bam is not a mismatch because he's not good enough offensively. And he gets abused by the one of the centers that's in this. Actually, two. Robert Williams eats him up, pushes him around, and so does Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid's face and finger will be repaired for the next, well, maybe. I don't know. He is injury prone. But, if he's healthy in the next playoff, it'll be worse for Bam. Give me Kevin Durant. Give me a shot at the title. I can live with the failure of it not working out. But standing pat with this team, not an option. It's nice. They'll have a good season. They'll win 50 games, but I don't know if they're going to have a deep run in the playoffs because I don't know if they're better than most of the teams at the top. And that's my problem. Hell, I watched Atlanta get better. If they hang on to John Collins, they'll be really good. Because there's talk that they may want to trade Collins, but considering the trade they made and the team they already have, they're already better. They're going to give the Heat some trouble. And then obviously Philly got better. Boston got better. Milwaukee. I mean, this is a pain in the ass for the Miami Heat. You've got to get Kevin Durant if you can. But the one thing that this Woj/Shams report, Shams-Woj report, whatever, bro. The one thing it tells me, if Boston is willing to offer Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, but they wanted Jaylen Brown. Well, already by offering Tatum, that's better than anything that the Heat can offer unless they start talking about Bam. So either you trade Bam or you don't get Durant. That's what I'm seeing now. Okay, because there's no reason you would take any deal from the Miami Heat and tell the Celtics no on Jaylen Brown. Come on, man. Let's go. Are you on dope? Do I have to act like Mr. Hand? Is everybody on dope? You know what I'm saying? So you got to trade. You got to trade Bam Adebayo. That's what it tells me now. That's got to be on the table if you're going to move, or if not, they're going to hang on to the guy if they don't get a star in return. So they're going to want picks and they're going to want a young star in return. So there you go. Bam is not a superstar, and the player Durant is. Kevin Durant is virtually unguardable. Big O, would you rather have KD or Donovan Mitchell? That's not even a question, my friend. Anybody that would want Donovan Mitchell over Kevin Durant really doesn't understand basketball. I like Donovan Mitchell a lot. He's a really good player. He's not Kevin Durant. I mean, anybody that compares those two, it's not even close. KD has injury issues. Yeah, you're right about that, Stoner Bars. He's had his injury history. Can't argue with that, but I'm still taking that gamble. My point is, I know the Heat is going to have a good season next year, but they're not a championship caliber. Look, man, this isn't Charlotte, and this isn't Orlando, and this isn't Detroit and all that, where they're just happy to make the playoffs. Even Pat Riley isn't just happy to make the playoffs. He wants to hang another banner. That's what he wants to do. How do you do that? You got to get KD in there. That's what you got to do. I don't want to create holes on the team. I'm not a big fan of Bam. Big O, how many more years does Bam need to supposedly prove himself? I feel like we're seeing the Tannehill experience with Bam. It's going to take 7 years. No, I don't think so. See, here's the difference to extreme. The problem is some of you are continue to wait for something that I don't think was ever going to happen. So I'm at that point where I'm not thinking about that anymore. I don't expect Bam to be that guy. So I'm not waiting for anything. This is who he is. Time to move on. If you could get Durant, if you can, I'm not trading what's it called, Bam for Donovan Mitchell. I'll trade Tyler and picks and stuff, but I will trade Bam for KD. Oh my God, yes. Yes. Yes, I will trade him. I'll get my rebounds from Yurtseven that I would get from Bam, and I'll figure everything else out. Spo's a hell of a coach. He can get the rest of the role players to do other things. By the way, Kevin Durant does add rebounds also. Okay. He gets several rebounds on his own. But a guy that can post you up, dribbles like a guard, is 6'10", shoots like a guard, shoots threes like it's out of style. You can't defend a three from a 6'10" guy. I'm sorry. I'm trading for Kevin Durant if I can. And I'm giving up the house if I have to. But I need a star next to Jimmy Butler. And it's not Bam Adebayo. And so far, Tyler Hero has not proven to be that guy. I don't have time to wait. We have wasted 3 years of Jimmy Butler's career here with the Miami Heat. Now, there has been some productivity. They got to the finals and to the Eastern Conference, so we can't say that the run has been bad. It's been a great run with Jimmy. But Jimmy wants a title. Riley wants a title. Spo wants a title. Andy Ellisberg wants a title. Fans want a title. They know what good years are. And sure, if you're living in Detroit, a good year, you're loving life. But a good year's not enough in the Heat Nation. It's about a banner. And Durant gets you closer to that banner than any of the guys you have right now on the team. John Yang says, I'm going to be at the Marlins game tonight in Cincinnati. Look for me on TV. I look like a white PJ Tucker with lime green sunglasses. I'll be sitting behind the left field fence. You guys got that? Left field fence. He'll be wearing, what was it, green glasses, you said? Something like that? Green sunglasses. Okay? And he looks like a white PJ Tucker. All right. Horn Dog says, oh, I'm out on Kevin Durant. Too much to get him. I'm not into his passive-aggressive tactics, and he never takes accountability for his failures. Continue developing what we have. That's fair. If Miami doesn't make any good trades, I see them as a first, second-round exit. Well, not a first round. Everyone's getting better, and if you don't get a good seeding, we might be screwed in the playoffs. I think they'll advance at least a round. Durant brings a Christmas Day doubleheader for the city of Miami. Big O, trust me, I'm not waiting on anything with Bam. I don't believe he was the answer ever and good support player, but never a superstar, and he has proven me right. John says, did you see Mostert said on Twitter he's been cleared, speed kills, and we've got all of it. Fins up. Yeah, he should be ready for training camp, but they'll probably still bring him along slowly here. They're not going to, there's no real like desperation and hurry. He's an experienced running back. He'll be fine. You've got other guys, so you can ease him in. That's the beauty of this all, that they did not go get Mostert and then, oh my God, we're depending on Mostert. They're not, actually. So Mostert is part of a group, so you can use Chase and Miles and all these other guys during training camp and Salvan Ahmed and all that, and then bring him along slowly and get him ready for the regular season. Should be fine. Let's see. Wow. Russia's further curbing natural gas flows on the Nord Stream pipeline just days after bringing the link back from maintenance, escalating European concerns over a supply crunch this winter. What a shame. You know, I'm just a big mouth that does a show every single day. I was just thinking about this, because, we always have terrible leadership at the top every 4 years. Neither side can ever come up with a good candidate. You either give us clowns or criminals is what you end up giving us every 4 years. And so it's just thinking about this, right? Gas prices through the roof. Everything's going crazy, right? This idiot doesn't want to do enough to help us when it comes to our gas issues. Stay with me on this. And you want to go green, don't you? And now you got this whole big ass $1 trillion plan that one side of the government isn't approving, and even Manchin on the side of the Democrats isn't approving. So all hell's breaking loose. Follow me on this. We have the wherewithal to drill our own oil, drill more oil to save our asses at the moment. Follow me on this. Okay? I get it. We want to be as environmentally friendly as possible. So how do we get there? Hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we, as careful as possible, as clean as possible, start drilling for a hell of a lot more oil, bring our prices down, and we could drill more oil that we can now sell to Europe since Russia isn't. And with those profits, you can now start investing in green. Wow, what a concept. That way it doesn't come out of our pockets, because, when you go with the Dems, they love to tax the hell out of you. You know what I mean? It's taxes. So we can actually generate it by selling oil It's Europe that needs it. Aren't we going green anyways? What the hell do we need it for? So let's drill the hell out of it. Let's bring down the prices. Let's go sell to Europe that needs it. Let's make a profit. And with those profits, we then push our green initiative. That way we get there a lot faster and we don't have to tax Americans for it. Wow, we have Europe pay for our green. I don't know. So, whatever. What are your thoughts on the Panthers trading for Matthew Tkachuk? Well, Anthony, guess what? All you got to do is go listen to Saturday's show because we talked all about it. We broke it down with George Richards and David Dork. It's all there, my brother. We don't repeat content, but I love the move. But it's all there, man. Oh, if the prices don't go up, how will the markets ever force us off of oil? That's the problem, dude. You're forcing people to go broke to go green. I'm sorry. How does that make any sense? Doesn't make any sense, dude. Let's bring the prices down. Let's create more revenue for us. Let's make our economy a lot better. Why are we have all this power to get oil and we don't get oil? And you make Americans pay over $5 a gallon? I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense. And, I'm sorry. Russia doesn't want to sell to Europe. Let's sell to Europe. I'm sorry. Aren't we a world power? Let's act like one. Aren't we a world power? Let's make lives easier for the people that live in this country. And like I said, you use those profits to then build solar everything from street lights to all kinds of stuff. And then you give people enormous tax breaks to go buy electric cars. That's what you do. But if you force everybody to go broke because they've got to pay whatever, I can't go on a vacation because it's $5 a gallon. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And $5 a gallon, then the fruit you're buying is more expensive. The canned food you're buying is more expensive. The Pampers you're buying is more expensive because it costs a hell of a lot more money to deliver it. So it's counterproductive the way they're doing it. Typical. Doesn't matter who it is. Republicans, Democrats, they never do anything that makes any kind of sense. They always screw us. They're never looking out for our best interests. Republicans or Democrats. They're always a disaster. And this is just the same, another example. And you want to get us there? Well, then, dude, you have the power to get us there even faster. Okay? It's not what we want to do. We don't want to dig out oil. I get all of that. But at the moment, my Lord, you're making people go through hell for no reason. Can't do that. Hell, we got a customer waiting for us in Europe. Let's go. That's just me. Anyway, problem is that we aren't drilling enough. It's that we don't have enough refineries to turn what we have into fuel. My brother, you can create jobs. Eric, people need work. Those are high-paying jobs. That's not, look, our world is twisted, right, in this country because Americans don't take certain jobs. So that's why we kind of let in immigrants because then they take the jobs that Americans don't normally take. Because normally we're not picking fruit. We're not cleaning houses. All those jobs that they sneak in illegal immigrants to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are as Americans. We're spoiled, man. And so what do we want? We want higher paying jobs. Well, man, go out there and create more oil jobs. And then you know what you do with those people? You train them into green. We go from one to another. With the oil, you build more nuclear plants. Nuclear is the kind of energy we need to run all kinds of things and make our lives a lot easier, including, by the way, crypto, mining, could be run through. Because that's what we want to do with minors here in Florida. There's a lot of things we can do. You know, it kind of goes against what we want to do early on, because obviously we don't want to use those kind of energies. But in order to get to clean, at the moment, we should do some of the older stuff that we've been doing in order to get ahead. The way we're doing it now, we're fighting amongst each other. We're setting back our economy. It's just brutal, dude. We just keep printing and printing more money and printing more money and devaluing the dollar. And and every president does it. It doesn't matter who it is. Every president does it. It's not a Democrat thing. It's not a Republican thing. It's just a screwed up thing. That's all. I just think that there's other ways to do it, and we can get there a little faster and help all of us make our lives a little easier as Americans. We have the power in our country to do certain things, and we don't, and we make it harder on us. We're the ones that pay the price, not the politicians, not the billionaires, not the billionaire companies. We're the ones that end up making and paying the price, as always. So anyway, good to hear that Mostert is cleared for practice. There was a documentary I saw. Coal miners do not want to transition to green jobs because of their change or learning curve that comes with it, unfortunately. Okay, Karen, guess what? I went from traditional radio to digital because life changes. We went from no social media to social media. Karen, a lot of hosts that don't keep up with social media, they fell by the wayside. Well, that's your fucking problem. The world changes, Karen. And if you don't adjust and you don't learn how to go from a letter to email, well, then you're an idiot. And if you don't learn how to drive stick because this is the car you got and you used to drive automatic, well, then you're an idiot. Life changes. It evolves. You better learn how to adjust. You better learn how to use a smartphone because the dial tone is gone. The rotary is gone, Karen. I don't want to hear this shit about, I work in oil. I don't want to switch over to green, this, that. Well, you know what, dude? Get lost. That's an excuse-ass bitch. Okay? Anybody that says that, that's a gutless turd that I don't want to work with. Either you evolve in this world or it runs your ass over. Are we clear on that? So the little bitches that are working oil, I don't want to change and this and that. Well, then that's your ignorant ass. And the world will run you over and move on, shithead. That's what's going to happen. You guys want brutal honesty? Don't tune into this show. You want your participation trophies? You want your little understanding because you're a little bit of a wuss or you don't have the balls to adjust with life? Go listen and watch another show. Okay? Either you adjust with the times, no matter what career you're in, or you get run over, Karen. So all those clowns that don't want to change with the times, well, then get ready. The tire marks are going right over your face. Hour number 2 is next.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Canesware at Miami Fanware in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at canesware.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canesware, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Evolve your training and step into the new era of muscle recovery. Red Recover.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Ride. Hour number 2 of the program is here. Dude, Big O, ripping a Karen just made my day. I didn't rip Karen, by the way. I'm telling Karen that I'm ripping people that are, well, I don't want to learn this. I don't want to change. You better change. And some of you idiots out there, oh, Big O's sounding conservative. So I want to increase oil production so we can become more green faster. I'm not for either side. I laugh at Democrats and Republicans. Okay? Don't care. I only care about Americans. I only care what's best for you and me. Don't care about what's best for Democrats or Republicans or conservatives or liberals or anything like that. I do know it's better for us to go green, but we may have to go the old way to get there a little faster and without having to take it out of my pocket and your pocket. That's all. Can't you do both to get there? Can't you do some of the things that the conservative wants to get to the point where the liberals want to be at? Right? That's called compromise. Something that both sides never learn how to do. But it's all right. You idiots that are conservatives can think one way, and you morons that are liberals can think the other way about me because you only see it one way because you're a party zombie. I follow Democrats no matter what, no matter who. I follow Republicans no matter what. Doesn't matter who it is. You know, I get some of you out there. You can't think for yourselves, so you just follow the party. That's it. You go hardline, and my God, somebody says something opposite. They must be opposite. Yeah, maybe it's just, a little common sense that you try to explain to both sides since neither side has any common sense. That's all. But you keep labeling me on one side or the other, and I'll keep disappointing you. Trust me. Trust me. Oh, man. Would I rather go Durant or Mitchell? Have you been listening to this show? It's all Durant, dude. Mitchell is the plan B. It's all about Durant. All Durant. Durant makes me feel like the Heat can win a title. Donovan Mitchell makes me feel like they've got a shot to get to the title. Are we clear on that? That's the difference. You get me Durant with Jimmy Butler and everybody else around them, whatever they put, and Spo as the coach, I got a shot at the title. You get me Donovan Mitchell, got a shot to get there. That's the way I look at it. So, how it all goes well. Big O, I like the fact that you're honest and you tell it like it is. I respect that. I mean, it's just silly to paint people. I mean, you can paint a lot of people in one corner because they do choose a side. I just don't. I choose the side of Americans. That's all. I only care about human beings. I don't look at the Republican or Democrat crap or independents or anything. I don't care about any of that because that makes you follow everything that party's about. And that's just not the way I look at it because I think both parties are lost. So that's why I look at it that way. Would you ever attend summer practices if you could? No, I would not, Donardo. Because you don't see practice. They don't allow you in practice. They only allow you to see stretching for 10 or 15 minutes. I'll go to, do an interview or something for sure. Would love to do interviews or something like that, but going out for practice is useless. You go out there for the stretching and then they kick you out and you don't see anything. If you can't watch practice, then, like at least now with Dolphins camp, I'll go and you'll actually literally watch practice. So now I'm watching football. I'm watching something. I'm watching Jalen Phillips actually rush the passer. I'm actually watching Tua throw. I'm watching Jalen Waddle and Tyreek catch the ball. I'm watching to see if Noah Igbenogany is improving at all. You know what I mean? I'm actually watching something. But if you want my fat ass to go out there, let me at least be able to watch something. You know what I mean? I can't go out to the University of Miami and not see practice. I can watch practice, then okay, now I'm doing something productive. But if I'm going to sit in a media room just so I can look at all the other faces of the media members, no. Yeah, no, I'm not doing any of that, my brothers and sisters. That's not my style. Pat in Nashville says, "Oh, don't know if you are a fan, but Silver Sun Pickups, I do. I look, and oh God, Pat, now you mentioned that. Wow. Bill Preston, my brother, who's up in heaven now, unfortunately. He's the guy that turned me on to the Silver Sun Pickups, and so I've been a fan of theirs because of Bill Preston. Rest in peace." Says tour tickets go on sale tomorrow. I don't know if they you know what? I didn't even see, I didn't know that their tour tickets go on sale tomorrow. I don't know if they have even a stop here in South Florida. I'd have to look it up. So don't know there. Tell me, Pat in Nashville, look at their tour dates. See if there's something in South Florida for the Silver Sun pickups. Because if there is, I might go see him, man. Let's see. Big O, love the show. It would be nice if it was on Sirius. No, it would not. No, it would not. No. I love the folks at Sirius. Don't mind working there. Don't want to do my daily show there. Not this show. I'll do a show for them, but not this. You will not get this show anywhere. You guys have to understand this. Okay? Remember we just talked with Karen about moving on and evolving? You will not get this show on radio, and you will not get this show on Sirius. No one is going to do what I do on those kind of shows. No one is going to bring the kind of honesty, the no politics, the no bullshit. I don't have to lean to any, team or I'm tied to nothing. No politics at all are tied to this show. That's the part you're not understanding. When some of you say to me, "Oh, I miss you on QAM." No, you don't. You cannot get this show on QAM. And you cannot get this show on Sirius because they're not going to let me have the freedom that I have here to go in any direction that I want to whenever I want to. So if you love this show, you can only get this show right here, nowhere else. That's the part you guys got. Some of you have to get that out of your minds already. Those days are done. We have moved on. On these platforms, you can get the talk that you'll never get anywhere else. So you don't want to see me on Sirius anymore, and you don't want to see me on radio because I will not give you this show on those platforms. That's what changes. By the way, redrecover.com, I tell you about it all the time. And listen, let me tell you, if right now you're dealing with some chronic pains, maybe old injuries, a surgery, you've got neck issues, you've got shoulder issues, you've got knee issues, ankle issues. How about this? The kids are running around throughout the summer picking up sprains and strains. You want to do it all natural, where there are no side effects whatsoever. You want to go to redrecover.com. When it comes to red light therapy, folks, former first-round pick tight end Hayden Hurst for the Cincinnati Bengals, he uses Red Recovery as part of his daily recovery program to optimize his performance. You can check out his testimonials and video blogs at redrecover.com. It's ideal for anybody suffering from chronic pain like arthritis, neck, lower back discomfort. 15 minutes a day is going to bring about tremendous relief. You're going to feel better without using any kind of medication. That's why it's great for the kids. It's great for the adults. It's great for the animals. We've got wraps even for your dogs. As you know, some dogs, as they get older, they develop hip issues. These wraps are great to give them treatment every day so they can live a much more comfortable, painless life and maybe even a longer life, okay? It generates more blood flow in the area where you're having that discomfort, that injury. Go to redrecover.com, check out the blogs, get 10% off. Use our code Big O. And I do have the hat also there, just in case if you're trying to regrow your hair. It could help out. Doesn't help everybody. Doesn't always work. I'm not telling you it's perfect, but it is regenerating some of my hair back here now. So I'm having that baby hair grow out now, which is good, and it's starting to fill out. It might be able to do for you a spot that, you started balding. Maybe you want to pick up the hat, but it's so good for pain and to get relief from any discomfort you have. Go to redrecover.com and check it out. Use our code Big O and get 10% off. redrecover.com. All right. So we talked a little bit about the Panthers. We talked a little bit about the moves for the Miami Heat. here overall. We are going to talk to Alan Poupart, and he's second now. I don't know, maybe, Sean, we can send Alan a reminder there. Frankie Fresco, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Says, U.S. is drilling oil more than ever. The problem is we consume more than what we drill. As for manual labor, our school system is not teaching our generation to do this type of work. Wood shop and home ec don't exist anymore. Yeah, actually, I was talking with my wife about that. How home ec and shop don't exist anymore. I would imagine budgets, because it costs money for all that stuff that you use every day to cook or cut wood or whatever. And by the way, let me say, if they eliminated shop with today's kids, makes a lot of sense. We got a lot of idiots. Kids are dumber now than they've ever been. Isn't that amazing, by the way, how kids have more access to technology than we ever did? They have a chance to be way more intelligent than we are, and they are, by the way, in certain areas. But man, when it comes to common sense, they've got none. Nada. Nay. Isn't that amazing? We talk about that all the time, right? I would never touch my dad's gun. These idiots, forget about it. Hey, what's this? I mean, really. The stupidity that goes on nowadays is beyond me. I was on social media and there was a guy, I guess it's a TikTok challenge. He was licking the urinal pad. You got thousands of people walking around into public urinals licking on those pads. Like, how stupid are you? When we were kids, we looked at a dare as most of the time as a stupid thing, and we were waiting for the person that was going to be suckered for it. Nowadays, it's fashionable to be an idiot. It's the weirdest thing, man. Big O broke out of the corporate shackles and he isn't going back. That's why we love him. Yeah, I have, love the folks at Sirius, but I can't do this. You know what I mean? So I could do a show. I would only go to, I wouldn't go back to local radio or anything like that. Although I would do a rock DJ. Told you I would do that. That's the only thing that I would do on the side, because that would be like my second calling. You know what I mean? I think I would have so much fun and kick ass as a rock DJ because I actually live the lifestyle. So, it's just what I think I probably go to more concerts than most of the rock DJs in this town combined. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure I travel to more concerts than most of the rock DJs in South Florida combined. You know what I'm saying? So I probably have way more rock stories at concerts than most of the DJs combined. So that's where it kind of changes a little bit. But that's the one thing that I would do to go back to corporate America is a rock DJ. But even that, I don't even know. It's so watered down now. I don't even know how much fun I could have with it. Let's hear some Dolphins talk, Big O. Luke, what do you want me to tell you? What is there to talk about, Luke? Tell me, what's in the news? What's going on? I would love to talk Dolphins football, my brother. But what is there to talk about? That's the part I don't get. I get it, man, but it's not like I can't force anything. I can't tell you about something. There's nothing going on. They haven't hit the field. I don't know anything. Would love it, but it's just one of those where there's not heavy talk right now, unfortunately. All right. And having said all that, let's go to our Dolphins report. And Alan Poupart and our Sports Girl Miami Dolphins report.
Let's get ready to talk Dolphins football. It's the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupard. With locations throughout South Florida, Sports Grill is the home of the special grilled wings. Check out our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza. Here's Miami Dolphins insider Alan Poupard.
Talk Dolphins. I'm going, man, it's really tough. I got nothing Dolphins to talk about, but let's go to a Dolphins report. So here I say to you, better whale hunter in 2022, Pat Riley, Mr. Zito, or Chris Greer?
In 2022?
I had to throw the caveat. Once you say Pat Riley, he F's everybody up already. It's 25 years of harpooning, so I can't do that, bro. So I had to start in 2022 because Riley is still whale hunting, has not found his whale, but Chris Greer got 2 whales, right? Because I would say Tyreek and Armstead are whales, and then our boy Zito just got Kachuk. That's a whale. So who's the better whale hunter of 2022?
Well, since this is the Dolphins Insider Report, I should better say Chris Greer, right?
Right. Damn right.
There you go, Chris Greer.
Hey, technically, Tyreek is more accomplished than Kachuk, right? Because he's got a Super Bowl championship. He's, even though Kachuk is one of the best players also in the league, and then Teron Armstead, multiple-time Pro Bowler, one of the best left tackles in the league. So, it's really not being a homer there. Right now, we got to give Greer the whale hunting award of the year this year. That's all right.
Except a 24, and it's funny because I didn't think that it would come to pass because you had asked me like in recent episodes who's like an NHL superstar who could be on the move, like be disgruntled. Well, Matthew Kachuk is 24-year-old, and he is a power forward, which is a physical guy who can score, and those are unicorns in the NHL. The Panthers haven't had that, and now they got their hands on one of them. That's huge.
It's what I wanted, right? Didn't I tell you? Did I say from the get-go, they got to get rid of Huberdeau and go get themselves a start? The only caveat was, as I told you over and over again, I'm not smart enough. Like in the NFL and the NBA, I know who the disgruntled players are and who you might be able to go get or unearth or whatever. In hockey, I had no idea who it was until the Kachuk name came up in the last, maybe week, 10 days or something, that it started the rumblings. And then that happened, and it was like, oh, my God, Friday night, I was just giddy, dude.
It's huge.
My God.
No, and the thing is because I don't want to dump on you on Huberdeau, not just because of the fact that he's like from a town like maybe 20 minutes from where I grew up.
No, hey, Huberdeau's fantastic, bro. He's
correct, but in the regular season, his game does not translate to the playoffs. I've said this countless times.
Said that over and over. Yes, yeah. This is a son of a bitch. Correct. You needed a Jimmy Butler. You needed a son of a bitch. You needed an Alonzo Mourning. You needed a Dwayne Wade. You needed somebody that wants to cut your heart out. Okay? And that's what this kid is. This is the kid that wants to stick it to you all the damn time. And that's what you needed on this team. And let me tell you, with a Barkov on his team, that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a ton of fun to have those two guys on the same line.
No, correct. No, it's. Oh my God! I saw some Twitter reactions like the Flames hosed the Panthers like Friday night. And I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And this is not
30-year. Yes, Hubie's great, but he's 30. You're getting a 24-year-old young superstar on the rise. You got him right when he's just now exploding. Are you kidding me, dude? Yeah, no, you got it. Hey, listen, you had to give up Glenn Rice to get Alonzo Mourning. You had to add Caron Butler in there with Lamar and Grant and the picks to get Shaq. This is the way the game is played, dude. You don't pick up a guy like this by giving up nothing. You had to give up something, and they gave up, but I still think they got the better player in return when it's all said and done.
I agree, and they got rid of two headache situation when it comes to the contract, because Huberdeau needed a new big contract, and Mackenzie Weegar needed a new big contract. And while Mackenzie Weegar is a nice player, he's another guy who's not necessarily built for the playoffs because he's a smaller finesse defenseman, and he gets pushed around a bit in the playoffs. And he's also, unfortunately, the last couple of years has been prone to making the key mistake here and there. So he's a nice player, but again, to me, that's a very good. The only part of the trade I wasn't crazy about is throwing in the first round pick in 2025. But it's possible that the Flames told the Panthers, well, we're not making the deal without that. And at that point, I'd rather give it up.
Here's the other thing. There's no guarantee that they keep Hubie and Weegar in a year from now. Unlike the Panthers, who traded, and they did what the Texans failed to do with Tunsil and the Chiefs failed to do with Orlando Brown. When you trade for one of these monster mofos, give them the contract right there and then and lock it down, or if not, they've got you by the balls. And that's what Tunsil had Texans by the balls. You had to give him the money. And Orlando's the same thing. He's got the Chiefs by the balls. Panthers, not only did they make a great trade, they then sign him to an 8-year contract to lock him down, which, by the way, just shows you their intelligence and the commitment from the ownership group once again, by the way. Once again.
Well, yeah, but they had already proven that.
I know, but they keep proving it. You still got to love the fact that it's there, bro. It's not an aberration. It wasn't a wave that they did. It wasn't like a Loria thing. Oh, we'll spend and then we'll trade everybody 3 months. No. This is who they are. I love it, man. They're still over the cap. So if that's not proof that they're not afraid of spending, I don't know what is. Right.
But having said that, let's call it a tie between Bill Zito and Chris Greer, because getting Tyreek Hill and Teron Armstead, let's say, equals getting the unicorn and Matthew Tkachuk. How's that?
Okay.
Fair?
It's fair. It's hard. At this point, I don't want to diss the Panthers in any way, shape, or form after doing what they've done. What you love is, and here's the other thing. I talked about this on Saturday. This is the most competitive group of owners we've ever had in South Florida. I know you don't follow it, but the owner of Inter Miami just traded for the league MVP from 2 years ago. Okay.
Solid.
All right.
And you're right.
Yeah. No. And the guy built a $175 million stadium in Fort Lauderdale for fun because he's going to abandon it and eventually go to Miami. Literally. He's abandoning it. He's going to leave a minor league team there. And Alan, you are a longtime resident, as I am. The Hooters, the Matadors. What I don't give a shit what minor league team you bring here. What happens to them? Boom, down. It's over. That stadium's going to be left there for a minor league team. Their whatever their NAL NPSL team or whatever the hell the league is called. I forgot now, but that's what I'm telling you. Nobody's going to be going to that stadium. I mean, his commitment is second to none. The Panthers, Iola and Sifu, what they're doing at War Memorial, everything. Mickey, what he's done for over a quarter century. That go. Stephen Ross, my Lord. I know we need winning to complete the whole resume, but the commitment is there.
He's spent. That can't be argued.
Practice field, saves the tennis tournament, being a great custodian of our community. Brought the F1 race. That stadium is a pleasure to go to for a game or a concert. It is super comfortable to go to that place. So the only person is Sherman. Outside of that, the other 4 owners, I don't know if we've had a more competitive group ever in South Florida outside of when Wayne owned all the teams or whatever. But I mean, individually, that we have 5 owners now, this is a pretty competitive group outside of baseball.
Yeah, but now it's time for some results. We need to see playoffs for the Dolphins. We need to see a deep run into the playoffs for the Panthers. The Heat won titles not that long ago. I mean, they were like on the doorstep of going back to the NBA Finals just this past season, and then the Marlins will be waiting a while.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, no, listen, but again, the Inter Miami just started. To the Panthers' credit, ever since Sifu and Viola and Sifu took over, they have improved that team every year, and they've made the changes that they have to. So there's progress being made with the Panthers every year. And obviously, like I said, Inter just took over, and we're looking at, Ross now looks like he may have the right combination now, finally, of I hope at least, of coach, general manager, and quarterback, which, but I think at least the ingredients are there to succeed. You know what I'm saying? At least it looks like those three other franchises are doing more things along the line, like the Heat, to go out and have success. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and if they come up short, it's not for lack of trying. And as a fan, that's a big part of what you want.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, so 3 things you're looking forward to most here in this first week of camp.
Well, one of them actually just materialized this morning, which was great news. Raheem Mostert putting on social media that he's been cleared. That was a big question mark for me. That was very good. I'd like to see Byron Jones come off PUP like yesterday if possible, but as soon as it can happen, because that's an area of concern for me, is the cornerback position, because there's not a ton of depth there. This is a defense that relies an awful lot on what their cornerbacks can do, with Xavier on one side, Byron Jones on the other side. And Byron Jones, I don't think gets half the credit he deserves for being the kind of quality corner that he is, even though he doesn't come up with interceptions, and is not in Xavier Howard's.
I love that he's out.
Because it gives an opportunity to see other guys. But to me, I'm going to get
Noah. Forget other guys. I need to see Noah. Give Noah. I don't need to see Byron Jones, dude. Give him 2 weeks of practice in the back end so he can get ready for the regular season. Hell, if X wants to go take a vacation, bro, go to the Bahamas and relax, X. Come back in a couple of weeks. Okay. I don't need to see those guys on the field. I don't need them risking any injury or whatever. I've seen those guys.
But dude, here's my thing.
I love the Noah PT, man. Love it.
Okay, Big O, I agree with you. If you're going to guarantee me that Byron Jones is going to be 100% full-blown Byron Jones by the time the regular season starts, I'm with you there. But this is a guy who is, close to 30 now, had off-season leg surgery, so I'm going to feel a little bit.
But he's a pro's pro.
I know, I agree with you, but
you know what I mean?
Big O, let me finish. The coin of phrase from years ago, it's going to make me feel a little queasy until I see him back on the field at 100%. So that's my concern there. I want to see the offensive line staying put and actually doing some things. And this isn't so much things we're going to see the next 2 weeks, but when they go up to Tampa in those joint practices, I want the offensive line to, at the very least, have a stalemate with that Buccaneers defensive line and not get blown off the field or blown off the line like we saw. I remember like in 2017, the Dolphins had joint practices with the Eagles, and the difference between those two teams in those practices was alarming. And then the Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl that year, and then you go back and you could see why, and the Dolphins weren't in that same class. I don't want to see that. So those are 3 things that come to mind quickly since you asked me for 3 things.
And by the way, why I don't
know progress also, obviously.
I'll give you something that was worse than Byron Jones, and I had no concerns, and they signed him as a free agent. Brent Grimes. Brent Grimes suffered an Achilles injury, and then they went and signed him, and people were asking, well, they signed the guy, and I go, that's Brent Grimes. You don't worry about guys like that. Those are pros. Those guys take their rehab as serious as they take their game. You'll be fine. Like Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade used to go through like this 2-hour ritual before every game to get his knee prepared in order to play the game. And it was just one of those things that it was part of being a pro. And some guy, Zach Thomas, dude, you were around Zach, hyperbolic chamber, watching tape like a son of a bitch, did all kinds of things to get prepared more than most. That's why he was such a great player. And that's why I don't worry about Byron Jones. And I know he'll be fine because his track record says, I take this shit serious. You can count on me. And that's been his whole career. That's the way I look at it.
No, that's fair. But the flip side to that is he had surgery in February or March, I want to say.
I think so. Yeah.
And now we're in July, and he's on PUP to to start training camp. So I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic, but you'll have to forgive me if that makes me a little bit nervous.
No. I get you. It's understandable. It's understandable to make you nervous. I'm just excited for Noah because he's got to start breaking through now. Yep. It's his third year. He's got to figure things out. And hopefully this playing time for him will be golden, and we'll see, because the ability is there. He's a smart kid. I just think it's a matter of developing the instincts to play that position, because it doesn't come natural to him since he's still so new to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's some technical stuff that bogged him down the first couple of years. I know he was like guilty of peeking into the backfield an awful lot. He could easily be beaten on double moves, like bad. And this is where Sam and Pat are going to come into play, and then be like, Noah, this is what you need to do. That's your technique on this play, and stay with it. You'll be fine. And then trust the technique, as opposed to relying on maybe the fact that he was a great athlete, and at Auburn he could get away with some of the stuff that you can't get away with in the
NFL. Give us what are you working on alldolphins.com so folks can check you out, my friend.
Yeah, that's busy morning. Already up today. I just finished putting up the story about Raheem Mostert, as we discussed. I had a story. The SI Fan Nation team publishers around the league were asked to come up with one bold prediction, either for training camp and the regular season. That story is up as well. I posted mine and the other 3 AFC East team publisher predictions. I also did the 53-man roster projection, which I reserve the privilege and authority to change anytime I like to fit whatever happens. But no, I did one. I mean, those are tough to do, and did one of those. Continuing the countdown, today was number 45, I want to say. Yes, today was number 45. And then whatever else happens, because this is the time of year now, stuff is going to be happening. So now I'm going to be getting close to 87 stories a day on the site.
Yeah, you slacker. Let's go.
Yes.
Pick it up already. Damn it, bro. Jesus.
I feel shame.
All right, and follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. Catch his work there. Alldolphins.com. Bookmark it. All right, there you go. Alan, as always, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up later in the week, and thank God football is here.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You got it. Be good. There you go. Alan Poupart, as always, with our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
This has been the Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report with Alan Poupart, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and never miss a report. Search Big O Radio Show on most platforms. Visit Sports Grill in our sponsored locations in Miami on Bird Road and 114th, and in Miami Lakes in the Royal Oaks Plaza.
Have confirmed that a suspect is in custody after a string of shootings in British Columbia left several people injured, at least one dead, CBC reported. Jesus Christ. Man. It is not safe anywhere. Anywhere. I'm telling you, make your homes as much as you can an oasis. Okay? Only go out if you really have to go out. I mean, you got to go out. You got to enjoy yourself a little bit, but wow, it's like we're playing Russian roulette, right? The more we go out, the more we put ourselves at risk because it's anywhere. Anyway, the only slacker is Omar Kelly. What? Omar Kelly? He's got like 3 jobs. 4. He's 5 because he's a dad and a husband. Those are 2 jobs right there. Miami is better at corner right than the Buffalo Bills are, and the Bills are the Super Bowl favorites. I don't know. We'll see. Tyreek is a Christian. He will not be selfish. Son of a Democrat. Okay, I don't know what that means, but whatever. Let's see. Mob rule is the only move I see the Finns making is possibly another lineman, center, right tackle. They're going to need injuries to do any more moves right now. Right now, they're not making any moves unless there's injuries or struggles. Okay? Lucy on Twitter says, Bleacher Report pegs Tua as the biggest bust on the Miami Dolphins. If Tua shows he's nothing more than an average QB again this year, the Dolphins hold a pair of picks in 2023. I love the lazy take. Oh God, it's the lazy football takes. Well, if he doesn't perform, well, they've got 2 first-round picks. It's like those people like, well, I think he's got a good chance, but if he doesn't do it, they've got the 2 first-round picks, so they play both sides. It's all right, whatever, man. It's all good. It's to react to every single person that writes something negative about the Heat or the Dolphins or whatever, or the Canes. It would drive my ass crazy if I had to respond to all that stuff. Let's see. Big O went to see Elton John last night. Are you attending when he comes to Miami? No, I'm not. But I've seen Elton a ton of times, so I'm good. You know what I mean? I've seen him with Billy Joel and the dueling pianos. I've seen him solo several times. So I'm good. I've seen Elton several times. He always puts on a good show. I'll tell you that. He gives you a terrific set list, and he puts on a really good show. So enjoy yourself. You deserve it. Big O, what's your take on gun control? I believe we should all be allowed to open carry. That way we can prevent massive shootings. Right, exactly, Yater, because we're such a responsible society. No, it should be a gun. It should not be a right. It should be a privilege. Everyone should have background checks, deep background checks. Everyone should be fingerprinted when you buy a gun, and everybody should go through gun control safety classes. Okay, and you should also pay a permit to have a gun every year too. Just like I think you should pay $1 or maybe $2 or $3 a month to have your Twitter account. Do you know why I say that? Because lowlifes and scumbags don't like to go through rules. Those of us that are clean Americans that pay our taxes and follow the rules, run a background check on me, bro. You want my fingerprints? Here they are. You want me to take a gun safety class? Not a problem. So that's what should happen. We live in a different world, Yater Castro. You, sir, don't realize that. And that's the problem. We don't live in a responsible society. There's too many idiots, and they shouldn't have a right to own a gun. That's backward ass thinking is what that is. I have my guns. I have no problem with it. I want to own a gun, but I'd like for people to go through rules to own a gun. I'd like for it to be something, and more importantly than that is the gun laws. You get caught with a stolen gun, 15 years in jail. You didn't commit a crime. You just got caught with a stolen gun, 15 years in jail. Oh, you committed a crime with a gun, with a stolen gun? Oh, it's 25 years in jail. Oh, you committed murder with a stolen gun. It's death. Make the laws impossible and watch them never handle a gun again. Are you kidding? I ain't touching that. That's 15 years just touching it. You have a hankering to handle a stolen gun? Because I don't. Because I'm a clean American that pays my taxes. I got nothing to hide. Run the background check on me. Take the fingerprints. No problem. I'm never going to handle a stolen gun. I don't need to handle a stolen gun. I don't want a stolen gun. I can go and buy one legally, take a class. You want my fingerprints? I'll pay a little permit fee. Good. Let's go. Let's keep it organized. Let's keep it registered. Let's keep track of everything. That way we know who has it. And when you break a law with an illegal gun, Bubba, you are going straight to jail. There's no collecting, no 200. There's no nothing. Boom. It's clear. Don't touch illegal guns. You touch them, you're done. That's all. Scare the crap out of people. Scare them to the point that they know you're not getting out in 2 days. There's no probation for you in 6 months. No, 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 no. No questions asked. 15 years in jail. Watch. Watch the gun violence go way down. You know those countries where they cut off your hand if you steal something? That's what we got to do with gun violence. Our gun laws need to be incredibly tough. That's what you need to do with gun control in this country. Leon Fresco says, any chance for a roundtable with hosts from the past? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Leon, but thank you for the super chat. Are you talking about like hosts that aren't anywhere on radio or something like that? I don't know about that. I don't know. My dad was in the Army. He always told me, you better be ready for the problems after you pull the trigger. Yeah. That's right. In the Wild Wild West, if you stole someone's gun or horse, you face the hanging. Well, I don't want to go with the hanging, but we'll put your ass. Once you got to go after people that break the law, and you got to go after them hard. Send a message. Big time. Problem is, we don't. You get caught with an illegal gun, the guy's out on bail, or he's out in the street in 2 or 3 months, and we see all these people that get arrested, and then their rap sheet, aggravated assault, battery, this, that. What the hell is that clown doing out in the street already? Why is this career criminal out on the street? That's our problem. Our gun laws are super weak. Listen, man, if you follow the law, if you're not a criminal, you don't care about any of this stuff. You don't worry about any of this stuff because you follow the law. Like most of us. What the hell do we care if they run a background check on us? What do I care if I have to put my fingerprints? What do I care if I have to wait 7 days to get my gun? I'm not in a hurry. I have the same gun my dad gave me when I was 18 years old. We'd go shooting when I was a kid with the rifle, the shotgun, the pistol. Okay, I had all kinds of guns in my house. Never touched them. The only time I touched them, do you know when? When we went to the gun range and my dad handed me the gun. But we're in a different world now. There was no gun safes or anything in my house. Why? Because my era of kids, very few of us ever touched guns. Now, I'm not telling you that accidents didn't happen. Of course they happen, but not like now. Now kids have no respect for their parents at all. They do not fear their parents. Why? Because they can jail their parents anytime by calling, what's it called? Child services. In our day, you got your ass kicked and you took it. Okay? All right? That's how it went. There was no child services or anything like that. The child service was your dad's foot in your ass. That was child services. Yeah, excuse me, child services. Can you remove this foot? It's in my ass. That's what child services were for in my day. So it's a different world, man. I had all kinds of guns in my house. Only touched them when we went to the gun range. And then when I was 18, my dad gave me a 9mm that I still have to this day and I cherish because I don't have my dad around anymore. I don't have a lot of presents from my dad. That is one of them, and obviously I cherish the hell out of it. I've shot that thing only a couple times. Don't have any need for it. So it's a different world. This whole thing that, it's a right. No, man. We lost the right to say everyone has a right to bear arms. We lost that right already. We have way too many irresponsible people out there. rules need to be set in place. Yeah, it should be a privilege to own a gun. Everybody should have that privilege, but you need to earn that privilege, baby. Earn it. No longer given to you. That's crap. Let's see, what else do we have in the world going on here that we can talk about? So Mostert's back at practice. That's good. So he'll start with them on Wednesday. I'm sure they will ease him in. What else do we have going on in the world of deportes to talk about? Oh, Marlins. Marlins ended up beating the Pirates last night in 10 innings, 6-5. They're 5 games under 500. Sandy, outstanding again. It's the back end that got him in trouble. 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 10 Ks, a 1.81 ERA. They won an extra inning, 6-5. So you do the math. It got complicated, but they found a way to pull it out. At least that's good. Saturday, we were on and we gave you a pick, our liquor split matchup of the night. We told you to take the Pirates plus 1.5 runs that night. They did end up winning on Saturday 1-0. So we are now 14-7 in our last 21 games in our liquor split matchups of the night. It's a 2-for-1, baby. That's what it's all about. It's a twofer. It's a 2-for-1. That's what it's all about. Marlins scored some runs last night. Will they score more tonight against the Reds? Let's do it. Let's do our liquor split matchup of the night.
It's time to tap that app. And no one loves to tap that app like the Big O. Here's the liquor split matchup of the night.
Starting a set against the sorry-ass Reds. Trevor Rogers is on the mound for the Marlins, 4.9, a 5.46 ERA, completely untrustworthy this year. This is not the Trevor Rogers that we all fell in love with. I don't know what's happened to that young man. Hopefully he can find his mojo and get it going again. Nick Lodolo is going to be on the mound for the Reds. He's 2-3 and not much better, a 5.81 ERA. So we've got 2 guys with 5+ ERAs on the mound tonight. I would expect some runs, right? The Reds are favored by 1.5 runs in this one. The over and under is 9 games. Marlins are plus 110 on the money line, and the Reds are minus 130 in the money line. Got to tell you something. In this one, I don't know why, but I just feel like the Marlins are starting to produce a few runs here and there. And you're not facing a good pitcher. And the Marlins know that Trevor Rogers hasn't been a good pitcher this year. So, and Mattingly has challenged his team. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I am going to take the Marlins plus 1.5 runs. All right. I'm going to count on them to come up with enough offense, even with Trevor Rogers on the mound. I'm going to count on them to get after Nick Lodolo and produce some runs, even on the road at the Great American Ballpark, I believe is what it's called. I'm going Marlins plus 1.5 tonight in my liquor split matchup of the night.
The matchup of the night is brought to you by Liquor Split, Miami's own online liquor store. Liquor Split. Download then tap that app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
Baby, tap that app. We all love tapping that app. And don't forget, flat fee of $2.99. You can tap that app at Liquor Split. Download the app, iOS or Android, and check it out, Liquor Split. And listen, I don't want you drinking and driving. We just talked about making your house a little bit more of an oasis. Well, if you're hanging out at the house, you're hanging out at the office, you're pretty safe. So don't go out into the street. Just pick up the app, tap it, if you're in downtown, if you're in Coral Way, if you're in Liberty City, Overtown, Fontainebleau, Wynwood, Little Havana, the Roads, Coconut Grove, Hialeah, Edgewater, you name it, man, out there in Miami's own liquor store, and a flat fee of $2.99. That's it. They'll bring your favorite vodka, whiskey, wine, potato chips, snacks, all kinds. They even got some smokes for you, too, on top of all of that. Liquorsplit.com is the website. But go to your app store, iOS or Android, search for Liquor Split, download it, tap that app, and your first order, 15% off on your first order. Big O15. Use the code Big O15, and you will get 15% off your first order. Liquor Split. Download the app, iOS or Android. All right, let's take a quick break. Hour number 3 is next. Got a bunch of things to talk about. Marcel Louis Jacques will join us at the bottom of the hour, so we'll talk a little Dolphins. I got a couple of videos that I want to share with you, a couple of stories that we got to talk about here, football-wise, basketball, all kinds of stuff we'll get into in hour number 3 right here on the Big O Radio Show.
The Viewpoint Statement.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Canesware at Miami Fanware in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at canesware.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canesware, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends.
Red Recover now offers a simple-to-use, professional-grade light therapy device designed to help your dog heal and live a healthier life. Red Recover emits red and infrared light therapy based on the same science that NASA developed, all in a soft, flexible housing pad powered by a convenient, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Give your dog the same therapy that many veterinarians use today, but at a fraction of the cost. Pads are available in 3 sizes and come with attachment straps, clips, and an easy-to-use manual. Red Recover can help your dog with arthritic conditions, muscle soreness, intervertebral disc disease, ACL rehabilitation, performance, aging, and general health and happiness. You simply place the pad over the desired area and allow our proprietary Tri-Light therapeutic wrap to penetrate deep into the tissue where a number of healing parameters will be stimulated. When starting treatment, apply for 10 to 15 minutes daily and lessen the application time as needed for best results. Say yes to science and give your dog the care it deserves with Red Recover.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
It's hour number 3 of the program. Sean Stanley driving it as always, and of course mastering this show like he does every single day. You want to get in on the Welt and Rheaume text line? That's 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the Welt and Rheaume text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter That's at Big O Show. On the Welt and Rheaume text line, man, I sometimes feel like I'm in the logical universe alone. Did someone just actually ask this show can go from YouTube, a free platform, to Sirius, a subscription-based service? What? I'm either crazy or just a cheap son of a gun. Damn, what are these people thinking? That's true also. You get this for free, man. We got great sponsors, thanks to Slomin's. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Use our sponsors. You know, it helps keep us around, helps us cover all the events and on the road. And it's free to you. Anyways, Big O, I'm hoping we don't go cheap. We got to sign JC. We need we need Connor at guard. Tehran goes down. We're the same team as last year. No time to throw the football. My brother, you got to understand this. They're the offensive line experts. If they feel that Connor Williams is better suited for them at center and they think he can play center, we've talked about this before. Center is more important than guard. And maybe here's the thing. And I keep telling people this. I don't believe these offensive linemen are as bad as they've looked. I think it's been the poor coaching, technique, scheme. I think nothing complemented these players. Their preparation, their scheme, their technique, nothing. I believe now their technique, their scheme, their preparation will make them better. And I think a lot of you out there are going to go, damn, wait a minute, bro. Holy crap, Leon Eichenberg is pretty good. Hey, Austin Jackson's all right. Hey, Robert Hunt's pretty good. Hey, that I think we're going to hear 2 or 3 of these guys, and we're going to go, wow, Solomon Kinley can play. I don't know if it's Solomon Kinley. I don't know if it's Austin Jackson. I don't know if it's Liam Eichenberg. I don't know if it's Robert Hunt. I don't know which one of the 5, and throw the Brown kid in 6. I have no idea. But I believe they're going to develop 2 or 3 of those guys to really go along with Connor and Armstead. And I think that's what they see. So now let's give the benefit of the doubt to the people that actually have had success coaching offensive linemen, to the people that have had success developing offensive linemen, to the guy in Mike McDaniel who has had a ton of success on all kinds of teams designing run offenses. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's sit back and see what they can do with Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson and Solomon Kinley and anybody else that they have on that team. Then let's make a determination halfway through the season, 10, 12 games in. Hey, these guys are pretty good. They've developed these guys. Hey, these guys struggled. They thought they could get more out of these guys, and they didn't. Maybe these guys aren't that good. But let's wait before we actually say that guy can't play, that guy can't play. I want to see them under real coaching first, and then we'll make that determination. In our day, Big O, it was one of these belts, wooden spoons, or a flip-flop. As it says, spare the rod, spoil the child. Look at society, which way society have we gone? Fins up. Exactly. And that's our bigger problem. We spoil our kids, and they don't have the respect. They don't have the work ethic sometimes. You know, it's a different world, man. It's a different world. And the things that were good in our day, they don't fly anymore. Chivalry's gone. You know, people don't act like decent human beings anymore. It's terrible. And we have to remember what we just talked about with Karen in the first hour about the whole, some of these people that work in oil, they don't want to learn a new craft and a new career on the green side. And I'm like, wah, wah, wah. Well, you need to adjust. And you have to adjust with the times. And the times have adjusted. And we have to adjust our laws and rules also to fit what people are now. We would have never had terrorists attack the Capitol 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. You know, it's respected and held in high regard. You would never even think of doing that. Look where we're at. Had a bunch of terrorists and animals and criminals attack the Capitol. You know, you want to send a message? Jail all their asses for a long time. Nobody else will ever even think about doing it again. So, you know, we're in a different society, man. People just walk up and beat on Hasidic Jews in Brooklyn. They beat up on Asians just because they're Asians. None of that ever went on. 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, none of that ever went on. The rules have changed, people have changed, and we have to change accordingly. And you can't be given the same slack, same breaks, and you can't have the same rights anymore. They have to become privileges, not rights. World has changed, ladies and gentlemen, and you must adjust. Let's see. Quite possible. Oh, no, let's see. You cannot blame beating children is the reason, but I see social media as the problem. Public schools indoctrination is also more of a problem. The mob rule, your house is the problem. Okay, more than anything. Shitty parents all over the place. That's all. That's all it is. Shitty parents that don't care about their kids and let them do whatever the hell they want. I see you shitty parents out there with your little brats, and you let them scream and run around and terrorize, and you do nothing. You know what I mean? So I think the problem more is at home. A lot of broken homes, a lot of terrible, terrible, terrible parents that don't bother to give their kids some leadership, some advice, be tough on them. You know what I mean? And today's kids, they have a problem with being tough. Better be tough with your kids early on so they can adjust to it. Don't surprise them later on when they're teens and then all of a sudden you want to play the tough parent role. That's not going to work. So you and I disagree, Mob Rule. The bigger problem is at home. That's the biggest problem, is home. Look at a lot of these kids that are messed up and they end up shooting. Go look at their parents. A lot of times those parents were nowhere to be found or were part of the terrible, leadership for the kid. Well, it wasn't the Evaldi one, right? Or maybe it was the Evaldi one. The Evaldi one was the one where the parents bought the kid the guns, right? I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was the Evaldi one. And those two parents looked like first-class losers. I mean, you got your parents buying you the gun and you're not there completely. I mean, think about that. That's our problem. It's at home. You got shitty parents all over the world. That's the worst part about everything that's going on. So go look in the mirror, moms and dads. All right. Now, there are some of you out there that you do the right things and your kid goes awry anyway, and you can't do anything about that. Some people are just wired wrong, and none of us can control any of that. And I feel bad for those parents. But a lot of times, a lot of the kids that I see that are screw-ups usually comes from parents that are screw-ups. Hate to say it, but that's kind of the way it goes. John Rouse says, I can tell you I got spanked, paddled also. I know, and it made me a better person. Yeah, but John, brother, again, this is what's changed. Kids nowadays, they don't admit that they're wrong and that they did wrong. I had 3 kids act like it was Fast and Furious on our neighborhood and ran right through the wall of our house. We still have a hole, right? Okay. I was right there. I was right there. Clearly, the kids were doing stupid stunts, and they ended up inside my yard. Okay? Now, I want you to, John Rouse, think about this, my brother. All of you out there that are 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, you got your car and you were hot rodding all over and you ended up inside somebody's home. You destroyed their home. Okay? Now your parents come to the scene of the accident. You're an 18, 19-year-old punk. Girl driving. She starts screaming at her parents. Why are you so worried about everything and the insurance? I'm fine. That's all you should be worried about. You shouldn't care about the car. You shouldn't care about anything else. Imagine doing that to your parents. You just effed up, which was easily a $35,000, $40,000 car. Okay? So you were doing stunts and you end up inside someone's house. And then you're going to give me attitude? You weren't driven off the road. You weren't hit by a drunk drive. No. You chose to be a stunt man or a woman in this case, and you ended up inside somebody's house. And now you're going to give me an attitude. Can you imagine that? I crashed my mom's car once, and I was like, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. What else could I do? Do you think I'm going to look at my dad and give him an attitude? Are you out of your mind? So I'm going to crash a car and I'm going to get my ass kicked? So this punk was screaming at her parents in front of everybody. That's this society. Tell me if you could get away with that. None of us that are over 45 years old could ever get away with that in one piece. And just in case, I know what's going to happen, right? Some parents might have reacted right there in front of the cops. A lot of parents, like mine back in the day, would have looked at me, would have opened their eyes. I would have gotten the message, and then I would have said, oh, shit, when I get home. Because they wait till they get home and boom, bang, ba, poof, ba, boom, ba, da, ba. Get to your room, you're never getting out. It's a different kid nowadays. And John, the difference is, once again, to wrap up our conversation, we got Marcel here in the booth here waiting. Back in the day, when we were getting our asses kicked by our parents, in the middle of getting our asses kicked, we knew we deserved it. Problem with today's kids is they take no accountability. And that's the issue. And that's the issue with our society. And that's why it's come down to our kids. Because if your parents aren't going to take accountability and you got shitty parents, you end up with mostly shitty kids that won't take accountability. Sometimes some kids will rise above their, environment and become better people. Dwayne Wade is one of those who had a really tough environment, was able to rise above it. But a lot of kids, they end up giving into whatever their environment is. Whatever, if they have bad parents, there you go. If they hang around bad friends, there you go. If they don't live in a good neighborhood, there you go. Plenty of ways to get influenced. But in today's world, accountability is a word that is just out the window, dude. And that's why everything must change. Sometimes things shouldn't be rights anymore. They should be privileges. All right, Marcel Louis-Jacques is ready to go. Let's talk a little Miami Dolphins football. The boys are on the field. The vets hit it in the middle of the week. We'll be there to cover it. Let's talk a little football next.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's the ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
All right. There he is.
He's back.
Feeling fresh, ready for the week?
Man, I got to tell you, I don't know about fresh. I'll tell you this. I went to Disney World on Saturday or on Friday with my girlfriend, her niece, and her mom. And I had to reach out to my mom after and say, thank you for everything you tolerated bringing me to the Disneyland parks when I was a child with unlimited energy. Because we walked 12 miles, 23,000 steps, 15 hours in the sun. Man, I was beat. That was worse than Hell Week in football season. I've never been so. My back is sore. My shoulders were sore. My ribs. I was like, what is wrong with this?
Is that your first time at the World?
No, as an adult, yes. As a kid with unlimited energy, no. I went. I think I went to Disney World one time. I think we did it across like 2 days though. So we went to like Epcot for a few hours and then went back home. And then the next day we did Magic Kingdom for a little bit and then like went home, went to the pool, relaxed. This time, bro, we got there like maybe 9 o'clock in the morning at Epcot. We did 6 hours at Epcot, which was cool. Which is so cool, man. It is so damn cool. Like the around the world. It was cheap. Don't get me like.
Did you have beer?
Of course I had beer. Okay. Of course I had beer around the world. We're with the 3-year-old.
You might be a rookie. Your naivete may step in, and you might go to me, beers. What are you talking about? You know, because I've heard that too, and I'm like, you went around the world and you didn't have beers. What the hell is wrong with you? You know, that kind of stuff.
In any situation where there is beer,
it's good to know you're properly cultured in the Disney world.
Okay? In any situation where there is beer, I am probably having beer, unless I am being paid to not have beer. So if I'm at work, I'm not going to be drinking beers in the press box during the game. If it's there afterward, and I got my stories filed,
we'll get your little Edge energy drink during the game. That's what you got to have.
78
calories, that kind of stuff. You know, that's what we got to get you during the game.
But it was cheap, man. Like the food, we had euros, like in Greece, and they were like $6. I said, "What is this? Is wonderful. I don't ever want to leave Epcot. I just spend all day here."
Yep. Yeah.
But
exactly.
yeah, and it was like Jada said, it was food and wine festival. Maybe that's why it was so cheap. To be honest,
that's become my favorite park out of all of them is Epcot. Actually, that's my favorite one. I love Epcot.
I feel like it's somewhere where like, so if my girl, obviously I get in for free. I work for Disney. If my girl and I want to take a trip up to Orlando for a couple days and go hang out, we will probably go to Epcot and then we'll go to like Hollywood Studios. With a child, we did Epcot because we had to get there. It was the only place with availability. So we had to get in there. We had Park Hopper though. So we hopped over to Animal Kingdom afterwards, did a little safari, saw the animals. So she's so cute. She loved it. Did a little water ride. And then went over to Magic Kingdom. And Pat Nashville says, I'll act like a 6-year-old man. It's about to come out right now. I'm going to tell you why. We did the fireworks, right? 9:20 p.m. fireworks.
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock, we're getting off of the Tomorrowland cars where the pedal's in the middle and it's meant for the little kids to drive. Right. So we're getting off of that. I can't fit. I shouldn't have done it. My knees were in my chin, man, sitting in that little car. I shouldn't have done it, but I'm learning the lesson. And we go to the middle of the castle, right, where the fireworks are. Bro, I've never seen that many people in my life in one spot.
Yeah, of course. That's a highlight. That's a highlight.
50,000 people just in one courtyard. Basically, so I'm there.
you're one of the few that has been to both parks. So everybody always says world is so much better than land. So you tell me, how much better is the world over the land?
Yeah, I think based on my memory of Disneyland, I went to Disneyland a bunch as a kid, but I probably haven't been in like 15 to 20 years. But World has more. It's more. I like California Adventure. It was cool, but like Disney World has so many more options that but the thing is, like, you could do Disneyland essentially in a day. Like, you could do both parks in a day, Disneyland in the day, and then Adventure at night. But I feel like this was tough, man. Like, we ran into a group that was trying to do all 4 parks in one day. I said, God bless you, my brethren, because that was a grind. But shoot, man, like, considering how expensive everything else was, I would try to get it out the way in one day too.
Yeah. No, it's and listen, again, it's just the land. The other one's an entire world. There you go. That's all. That's really the explanation is all you really need.
Yeah,
I haven't been to Disneyland yet. Every time I've been to LA so many times, and I never end up going to Disneyland. And I'm a big
far
Disney guy, man. I'm dying to go, man.
But like,
I gotta try it once. Everybody always tells me you'll be disappointed because you're used to world, and I'm like, I'll still love it anyways because it's still Disney. And I'll still love the experience of going to the original, bro, because that's the best part about it. Also, that is the original. You know what I mean? So everything came from that one.
Exactly, it is the original. But I know how to do it now. There's a little app where you have to pay $15 for Fast Pass, which I remembered always being free. So whatever, I'm gonna talk to somebody about that. I put in blood, sweat, and tears for this company. I'm gonna need to get that for the price of on the house next time.
By the way, first few years of that Fast Pass stuff, the first early years, I killed it. Killed it.
It's so easy.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. What we used to do. So it used to be these big brown boxes that had the Fast Pass. You would put your ticket in, and you get your Fast Pass, right?
Yeah.
But what people didn't realize was there was a hole in the back that had a button. And that button was for the Disney people that if something got stuck or whatever, they could hit that button and it would produce a Fast Pass ticket. So the wife and I would make a trip around Disney and we'd hit them all over. And then we'd start getting Fast Passes. And then and this happened for several years until they finally fixed the issue. And so I would end up getting all those Fast Passes, and we'd end up.
You're the reason why Fast Pass costs $15 a person now, man. Congratulations! And it was worth it. I milked it in line for 2 hours.
Hey, I milked it for 8 lifetimes, so it's all right. I'm good with that, bro.
Orlando in itself, though, not that cool. I was happy to come back.
It's a tourist trap. That's what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. It is what it is.
I thought Miami was expensive. I thought doing things in Miami, going places in Miami was expensive, right? Ubers included, like, could be during surge prices. Like, sometimes getting to South Beach, it's like, wow, I got to pay $25 to get back home. Like, if I'm visiting people and I don't feel like driving. We were at the stadium for the Chelsea-Arsenal match. We got to call it the Arsenal match. Chelsea didn't show up. And getting there was $17. Fine. Easy call. Getting back was a $105 Uber.
Wow.
$105.
Why didn't you just rent a car?
Because then I got to find a car.
Walk over to Enterprise and rent a car for $45 for a day, bro. And return it the next day.
I gotta pay for the rental. I gotta pay for the parking. I can't drink at the game. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, I was cool with Uber in there. It was brilliant. And we even waited for a while afterwards.
Wait. Pay $45 for the car and give a bum $10 to drive you home. And that's it. And then have the bum just, with the $10.
That is a gross lack of compassion for the homeless person. So.
Well, I said bum. I didn't say homeless. I just said bum. That could be. There's lots of bums. Didn't you see them? They were all taking all the free money. that Trump and Biden were giving up in the last 8 years here, or 6 years since Biden's only been in office 6. We had a whole bunch of bums taking money and not working. Okay. So I just said bums. I didn't say homeless. I just said bums. There's a lot of people out of work. I'm just saying, or they don't want to. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that don't want to work.
There's a lot of people that don't want to work. I will say that, and I will add too, man, thank you to everybody, every consumer who travels to Disney World and pays to get in and spends all that money. Because, man, we got in for free, and I still spent a few $100s. Like throughout the park and food and this, that, and the third. Like, that's a real vacation, man. Like, that is you might as well go to Italy for that price. But if you have little kids, keep taking them to this world.
Just keep bragging to these hardworking people that you get in for free.
The thing is, I thought I was saving hella money by getting in for free, but I didn't save all that much money. I saved $100, $150, which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, like 150 is 150, but like,
that's that Uber ride.
Like I get a discount at the thing or at inside the park.
Uber ride. It covered the Uber ride from the game.
Basically,
you know,
basically, look, man, we bought the three of them bought Mickey Mouse ears, so 3 pairs, and like I used my card for a discount, and he was like, okay, that's gonna be 26 whatever dollars. I was like, wow, man, look at this. They just assume that everybody wants Disney ears or Mickey ears, so they're probably cheap. No, he only rang up one of them by accident. All 3 with no discount was like a damn near $100 after tax, bro. Like it was like
embroidered with the name and everything.
Nah, clean.
Oh no, you got to get it embroidered, bro. You got to get the name. What's going on with you?
It was like my lord.
By the way, the challenge is on somebody. Somebody's got to go to Disney World or Disneyland, buy a pair of ears that say Big O, and get them to me, and I'll do a whole show with them on. Okay.
I would have done that if we had brought that up. Definitely would have done that.
There you go. There's your challenge, Steve. You would have brought me a big old pair of ears. I would have worn it throughout the whole show.
Robert said he was there Friday. Robert, you must have died right on with me, man. It was hot as a mug there on Friday.
Yeah, you guys all walking around with swamp ass. Yeah, baby. All right, so we got the camp coming up here. What are the 3 things you're looking forward to most here as you tell Dolphin fans out there?
All right, so we're going to start with the big news of the day, which is Raheem Mostert is cleared for training camp.
Amen.
Mike McDaniel was kind of non-committal about whether or not he would be available after rehabbing that chipped cartilage knee injury he suffered last season. Said that he was hoping that he would be there for week 1, but he doesn't like to set those kind of expectations. We can forget about that now. Mostert will practice, so I'm very interested in seeing how this backfield pans out. There are too many alphas in that backfield, in that room, for one to kind of rise above the rest as the feature back. And I don't really think that's how Mike McDaniel wants to work. Although you can't expect, based on what we've seen with Mostert and with Elijah Campbell last year, that if somebody rises to the top and they stay hot, that they're going to ride that out. So I'm interested to see which one of these guys finishes training camp hot and how long that fire can burn. Then going to the other side of the ball, other big news from the weekend, don't think I was too on vacation not to notice Byron Jones starting on the punt list. This is a major opportunity for Noah Igbinoghene. Major opportunity. He has had a bad first 2 years. We can call it what it is. He's had a bad first 2 years, especially after being a first-round pick. He got an ex machina here, a new opportunity with a new coaching staff to make a new impression. And he's got all the opportunity in the world to do so as presumably the starting outside corner opposite of Xavier Howard until Byron Jones gets back. So, that is we'll see how he's grown this offseason. We will see the work ethic that we keep hearing about from his teammates. We'll see how it translates onto the field. See if he can't carve a rollout for himself. I don't think that he's going to have such a good summer that it makes Byron Jones immediately expendable, because they still have to pay Byron Jones this year, but they have an out for Byron Jones next offseason, which is also when they have to make a decision on Igbinoghene's 5th-year option. He's playing for keeps right now. He's playing for money. And then third, the offense as a whole was not good in the spring. It doesn't matter what anybody else, what you heard, what you read, don't tell me what you heard and read from other people. I'm telling you right now, the offense wasn't good. It's understandable. It's a new install. It's an experienced defense. They're not necessarily – it would be more concerning if this offense was running rampant over the defense in the spring. Then it would be very concerning, actually. But they weren't.
Actually, the offense really shouldn't be humming till, I don't know, 4 to 8 games into the regular season or something like that. You'd like to do it from game one, but that's not realistic. They got to figure everything out in game-like situations, and that's going to take a little bit to figure things out. Something that looks good in August or September may not look the same in late September or early October. So I think it's going to take a little bit to get the offense going. The following season, I expect you to pick up where you left off and then get it going. But right now, I would expect some trials and tribulations, some successes, some failures, some experiments, because they don't know their talent yet in every situation, and they've got to figure that out. So that takes a little bit.
I'll put it this way. In college, I was a very, very good NBA 2K player on the PlayStation. I was very good. Like, I only lost a handful of games outside of my apartment, if even that. But my roommate, Bob, and I played so many games against each other that we knew our tendencies. We knew when we were pulling up, when we were driving, what our fakes were, what our sub patterns were, what our strategy. We knew everything about each other to the point where you couldn't tell which one of us was better based on watching us play. It's a similar concept here when you watch a team practice against itself. They know each other so well that you can't jump to conclusions about what you see on the field until you see them play against somebody that's not maybe familiar with their tendencies, that's not familiar with their schematics. So don't look too far into it. Don't get too absorbed into what you see the defense do against this offense or vice versa, because you got to remember they practice against each other day in and day out. They're always around each other. They are very familiar with one another. And this is a very the continuity on defense is one of the highest rates in the NFL right now. They bring every starter back and then add a couple impact pieces. So don't expect the offense to look like, the greatest show on turf from the jump. I'm looking for, can you get some chunk plays? Can you get push on the offensive line? Is Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer going to continue to wreak havoc in the interior offensive line like they did all spring? Just looking for how does that wide zone running scheme translate? How are these guys picking it up? How athletic do they look? How fast do they look? How's Teron Armstead doing? What's their body language after they struggle? The little things like that. You can't just look at the black and white. You got to kind of color between the lines here. So these are the 3 things that I'm looking forward to as we get ready to join in to watch training camp starting Wednesday. They report tomorrow. But they're not allowed to actually practice on the first day. Just as a reminder here, classroom work, conditioning, no ball, I don't think involved. You can have coaches on the field and players can line up, but no real football activity. That's why media is not allowed in. The following day, you can start to ramp up a little bit. You can put the helmet on. You can put a shirt on. You can go, quote unquote, full speed without actually hitting. It's not till day 4 and 5 that you can actually put the pads on. So just little things to keep in mind.
You can put a shirt on? You can put a shirt on? Because I was going to go shirtless and, just put everybody to shame on the field. But I put a shirt on, then I don't have to put them to shame. So that's good. That's good.
The shirt, whatever. It's a jersey. They can put the jersey.
Be flexing out there and then, make everybody look bad.
It's hot though, man. Like I got to I probably got to run to Sam's Club today or tomorrow and pick up a couple, the hand towels to bring with me. And that's I can't just be out here baking and sweating, man. Like it's big hot out here, even with the awning, which is wonderful. I've never seen another practice facility like the Dolphins have, where there's like an actual grandstand with it covered, with a covered awning.
Stephen Ross, bro. Crazy guy. Stephen Ross, Tom Garfinkel. Those people don't do anything cheap. They do everything first class. What's wrong with you, bro? You're used to covering the bills. What's wrong with you? That's why you're used to covering people
What
that dive on tables that are lit on fire. We don't do those things here.
This
We're
is my first.
we're highfalutin here, bro. We have F1 races and major tennis tournaments and stuff on the same property. What is wrong with you? We are at another.
This is my first. What's it called? This is my first Dolphins training camp. I got here after training camp during week 0. We'll call it last season. But I do seeing all the tweets and social media posts. I kind of loved Bill's training camp because they do it at this college up in Rochester, about an hour and a half away. So we stay in the dorms. It's like almost like a college or a real camp experience. And my favorite part was I would wake up in the morning and my room, my window overlooked like the parking lot where they set all like the games and the fanfare activities up. So I'd wake up, I look out the window, and it would already just be packed to the brim with people and fans and music and all that. And so like you're just walking right out the gate at 8 o'clock in the morning.
So every day you're just kicking off some college frat chick from your bed, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
that's why you're calling you bastard. That's
not
what
at all. Yeah, I knew we couldn't go a full show without something inappropriate.
Hitting on the babes. I know what's going on here.
We couldn't go one show, keeping it PG. We're out here talking about Disney. You got to take it there every time. No, I like the environment.
I just read through the lines here. I know what you're saying when you're telling me, young, good-looking guy like yourself. See, an old fart like me would be saying, I'm in some stupid-ass college town, and I don't want to be in some stupid-ass dorm. But a young stud like you is saying, let me go. Let me pick up the co-eds, the honeys.
I woke up.
Marcel. You're kicking off a honey out of your bed every single night. And that's why you love Bill's training.
Man, I went to
training you for the regular season. That's what's going on.
I did my work. I went to eat, and I brought a TV and my PlayStation, and I hopped on the game with a couple friends, and then I started over again. I was there one track minded. Man, I was there to work.
You did your work.
I did my work. My PS4.
You were working all right. Yeah, well, we got you. Right? Everybody on the chat board. Did we not bust him? Right? There he is. Young, good-looking stud. College. This guy extended his college stay there is what he did in that place. What was the name of that university?
St. John's Fisher University, bro. It wasn't nobody there. It was summer.
Yeah.
It was summer.
Yeah, you keep telling
Rochester, New York.
In fact, there's less people out there, so they were easier to find for you.
No, I'm not.
You're cruising home at 3 in the
I
morning.
look like being damn near 30 on a college campus.
Us normal people, when we're cruising home at 3 in the morning, we follow the law and all that. The idiots, they're going like 95, and they're like, "Yo, idiot, you're the only one on the road. The cop's going to see you." You know what I mean? The rest of us, we're just kind of cruising. I get it. It's all right, bro. You
Disney's right. You talk to Dizzy. I'm reading the comments. ASNF. I do play FIFA, so we can get some wholesome content back on this show.
You haven't mixed up with me. I would have been hitting all the chicks. St. John Fisher College in Rochester is my alma mater, says Lisa Rose, where the Bills camp is. So there you go. You got an alum of St. John's Fisher College watching the show. How about that? Huh? How about the reach of this show? There you go. The great Lisa Rose is from St. John's Fisher College. Ha! There you go.
Yeah, I got a little FOMO, man. Got a little FOMO over there. It's fun. Bring the sticks. Go play some golf. It's just a real bonding experience with the rest of the beat. Although I think after a certain point, everybody was doing the drive back and forth. Me, a smart person, stayed in the dorm because when I stay overnight, I get per diem. So I made money on that trip. I made money on top of my money off that trip.
So you're getting laid and you're getting paid.
I'm getting paid. All right, I'm about to. That's my time is up. Computers dying, internet's going
when
out.
I grow up, I want to be Marcel Louis Jacques. Okay, when I grow up, we all want to be Marcel Louis Jacques. You get laid to get paid. That is awesome.
You should want to be me because I have the most wonderful girlfriend in the world who is watching this show, and I appreciate and love her support. You should all strive to have that kind of support.
She wasn't with you when you were covering the team. She wasn't with you when you were covering the team in Rochester.
No.
Okay, there you go. All right. So, anyways, we will catch you later on in the week. It is work at ESPN, and I love getting him in trouble. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. We'll catch you on later on in the week. And one night, maybe we'll take you and the girlfriend out one day to a little dinner. All right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You got to stop bringing up other girls on the show, bro. Because if not, it's going to be a real awkward dinner.
She's got to have a sense of humor, bro. I mean, she's got to be able to. I'm sure she's getting a kick out of it.
Hey, she'll tell you she's the funniest person in the world.
First of all, she's not watching this. Okay, come on.
She is.
No way she's watching this. She's actually a sports fan.
She's a sports reporter. Check my Twitter account.
Oh, she's a sports. Oh God. So yeah, you're screwed.
I did a 9 a.m. I did a 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. radio show. I was co-hosting 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. She listened to all 4 hours. Man.
Oh, yeah,
that's why y'all. That's why y'all should be like y'all should want to be like me.
That woman is screwed. She actually really likes you. If she's listening to 4 hours of you, she really likes you, bro.
I'll just have that sweet buttery voice, man. I don't know what to tell you. You better be careful. Don't make me start a radio show.
You can do. We can expand this. You can expand the network. We got no problem with that. We got no problem. There's 24 hours in the day. I can't do all 24, so let's rock. Let's do it. You want to do it? Let's go. Marcel Louis Jacques.
That's Wednesday night.
Marcel_LJ. Marcel, I'll catch you later on in the week over at Dolphins camp. You good, my brother?
Yeah. See y'all Thursday.
You got it. There you go. You now have the edge.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
We thank Marcel as always. He's a good sport, man. It's a good sport. You got to have a little fun. You know who was having fun this weekend? Antonio Brown was having fun this weekend, man. Yeah, he was out at Rolling Loud, and he was having fun.
What you got on, AB? What you got on, AB? Take days on me. Put that shit on.
Put that shit on. Come on, everybody all together now. Put that shit on. Put that shit on.
My costume is running. Walk out your bitch like I want them to feel the stuff. AB, why you make it go top? What's your deal with stuff? Buffalo skin on my cold. She take out that butter feelings. She wanna drive cold, tripping on these.
This is amazing stuff.
This no women work bad. This is women at the cross. Repeating to put on the socks. I got a ball. This is a meeting. No, not a ball. We ain't supposed to take this far. We got here for the block.
There you go. Antonio Brown at Rolling Loud this weekend. He thinks he's the greatest rapper on the planet. Most rap live sucks. I've been to rap concerts live. Most of them are not good, actually. Rap is one of those that's very difficult to make it sound good live. But they've done a great job with that festival. I'll tell you that. They pack it in. By the way, also they've avoided some of the issues that they've had in the past, which is really cool. So people can go out there safely and have some fun. I remember Duke Riley last year proposed to his wife at Rolling Loud. So it's become a hell of an event. But Antonio Brown yesterday, or I don't know when it was, if he did it Saturday or Friday or Sunday. I have no idea which day Antonio Brown performed. I really wouldn't care about Antonio Brown's music overall. And I wasn't impressed. I've seen some of the videos or whatever of him posting, of him rapping, and then watching that didn't sound very impressive. Watching Mr. Antonio Brown rap. All right, 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rheaume text line, that's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. So Sham Charania reported that the Celtics have offered a package that includes Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and draft pick, and the Nets turned it down. They asked for Jaylen Brown instead of Jason Tatum and Smart, along with multiple picks and a rotation player, which is a lot. And then the Celtics said no to that. So Sham says, as a follow-up, that there is a deal to be had. So he must have gotten some kind of information from the Nets that they're interested in some kind of a package from the Celtics. What that is, I don't know. But what I would turn to you as the Heat fans out there, if they don't offer Bam in a deal, how in the world could they ever compete with an offer? And would you rather have Jaylen Brown or would you rather have Bam Adebayo? And in today's NBA, you're going to want to have Jaylen Brown. It's interesting that they asked for Brown when the Celtics offered Tatum. Two terrific players, right? There's a part of me that says Jaylen Brown has more dog in him than Jason Tatum. Yet Jason Tatum is kind of the lead guy over Brown. But yet I almost feel like Brown is reluctantly taking the Robin role. And I think there's kind of a little bit of a power struggle between those two. Interesting that the Nets viewed Jaylen Brown as the more valuable one than Jason Tatum. I wonder how all of you look at it, Tatum or Brown. Which one do you feel has more of an edge as an elite player? Which one do you want on your team that you had to say, and I need a guy that's an SOB. I need a guy that's one of our lead guys on the team. You can only pick Tatum or Brown. Which one are you going with? It's interesting. But here's the real nugget to all of this, and it's depressing. Do the Heat really have enough? Because it doesn't seem like it. Because if they're that loosey-goosey about what Boston offered, what they turned down and then countered, I don't know if Miami can get close to those kind of deals, because in today's NBA, you'd almost rather have a Tatum or a Brown over Bam. And that's what I got out of that is I am now a little bit more concerned about them really not getting Durant, because I don't think they'll be able to get the best package out there. Now, I don't know if Durant's going to say, nah, I don't want to go there. I only want to go to Miami, and then that'll at least help out Miami. But he hasn't said anything like that. He hasn't done anything like that. He hasn't put the team in that kind of a position publicly. We don't know. We just don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But if I'm looking at it from the periphery, from 30,000 feet above the skies, and I'm looking down, I'm going, this is not good. This is not good. If they're turning that deal down, I don't think Miami can compete with Boston. If Boston wants Durant, Miami will not get Durant. If Durant is willing to play in Boston, which, again, I would imagine, we'll see. That's my problem with all of that. That's what I got out of that Shams report. That dude just turned that down. What the hell is he going to say to the Miami Heat? or the Miami Heat just leverage. That's the thing. All right, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. You know, Manchester U was playing a soccer game at the Packers field. So there was a rain delay. The stadium was packed. A.J. Dillon, who's a starting running back, well, the number 2 running back, whatever, on the Green Bay Packers, very important player to their running game, obviously. He became a big part of the offense this year, the big bruising style of running to complement, Jones, the other guy who's terrific. And so A.J. Dillon got onto the field because they were egging him on during the rain delay to do a Lambeau leap. He's A.J. Dillon. He's at Lambeau Field. There's probably a ton of Packers fans there. They're egging him on. So I want to show you the reaction of the security guard that sees A.J. Brown on the field attempting to do the Lambeau leap. And I want to show you how the security guy treats A.J. Dillon. Watch. People are clamoring. He's there on the sidelines, this, that. Everybody, so he's going to do the Lambeau leap. Look at the cop, grabs him by the shirt. Oh, I'm going to do the Lambeau leap, and he pushes him away. Like, get your ass up there. Now, to A.J. Dillon's credit, he did not react like he should have. Okay? Because he should have been pissed. And this cop, has got to have more awareness of who he's talking to and who that is. Both of them should know that that's A.J. Dillon. And I'm sure he explained it to them. Hey, man, I'm a Packers player, A.J. Dillon, this, that. Just a little awareness. If you're going to cover sports, know the people you cover. I wonder if some of these security guards and these police officers that are there, should they be, I don't know, given a book of faces and say, hey, learn these faces. These are our players. These are executives. You remember in basketball, Masai Ujiri was treated like shit by a police officer, and the guy's like explaining, like, yo, I got a credential. I'm the general manager of the Toronto Raptors. Like, you know, outside of the owner, I'm the second biggest person in the damn team. And the guy had and pushed Masai and all that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna have these people around the arena, around the stadium, they should be educated. They should know who they're protecting. You're protecting him, you moron. A.J. Dillon's the guy you protect. Masai Ujiri is the guy you protect. And this and there are hundreds and thousands of stories of famous, way more famous than A.J. Dillon, Masai Ujiri, get mistreated because the people had no idea who they were. Maybe you should have an app. Maybe they've got an app now. They've got an app for everything. But they've got an app that, like, if you see a dog that you don't know what it is, you put the app on the dog's face and it takes a picture, and right away it tells you what kind of breed that dog is, right? Give everybody that works there access to an app that has the pictures to everybody. Hey, I'm A.J. Dillon. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hey, man. All right, great. Well, at least you can check. If you're not going to take the time to give them some kind of a, booklet or something so they can see the faces. And I get it. They have helmets on, so you may not know the looks of some of these guys. Totally understandable. But if you're going to have them work in these arenas, in these stadiums, they need to know who the hell they're protecting. They need to know who's who. And A.J. Dillon should not be treated that way at all. That's not right. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rheaume text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Had a great time last night at Incubus and Sublime. Brandon Boyd sounded great like always. Reminded me a lot of my buddy Bill, my brother. I was at the last Incubus concert with him. Last time I saw him, right there at that amphitheater. But it was good. It was a good concert last night. They sounded great. They did about a 15-song set, I want to say. A sad part is I did not win the Mega Millions. That's probably why you're not seeing some kind of Caribbean beach behind me. And I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm in Hawaii today doing the show. You know, that kind of stuff. So no Mega Millions for me. I can tell you that Brian Flores should get fired in the middle of a winning streak. I can tell you got to trade Jonathan Huberdeau, right, for a star. I can tell you fire Mike Tenenbaum and Adam Gase and hire Chris Greer as your general manager. Yes, I wrote that article. I said it on television. I said it on TV way before it happened. I can tell you the Ndamukong Suh deal was going to be a bad contract. You know, I can do some of these things in local sports. Can't explain them. Can't tell you how it happens. You know what I'm saying? But I can't pick the Mega Millions numbers. I can predict South Florida sports probably better than anybody else ever. Really. But I can't get you the Mega Millions numbers. I can't get you the regular lottery numbers. What's the other Powerball? Don't ask me for those. Can't figure it out, man. I would love to, but I can't figure it out. What can I tell you? By the way, I do have a favorite XFL team now, and that's Terrell Buckley. T-Buck. Yeah, you know how we're waiting for Noah Igbenogany to break through and all that? Not that I'm comparing the players, please. But Terrell Buckley does remind me of the drafting of Pat Surtain. And Pat Surtain was drafted, and they wanted to get him to start, but obviously he was kind of behind the first year. And he couldn't crack the starting lineup because Terrell Buckley was there. So T-Buck started over him that first year because Pat had to kind of figure his way, and he did. Second year on, he started to become that guy. And so Terrell Buckley, I got to cover Terrell Buckley. I got to know Terrell Buckley. I lost his phone with a prior phone that I lost, unfortunately. I lost a bunch of numbers. I'm so pissed about that. But anyway, I'll get Terrell Buckley's number back and get in contact with him. But T-Buck's a good dude. Know him well. Has worked his ass off in the coaching business. Has worked his way up. And he is now the head coach of the Orlando team in the XFL. They've got Orlando, Arlington, Houston, Vegas, San Antonio, Seattle, St. Louis, and D.C. So I'm going to be an Orlando fan. One, it's a state team. Since we don't have one in Miami, which we're not a good town for that. Orlando's always one of those towns that gets the minor league stuff. Always. San Antonio's another one. Those are like cities that over the years they usually get some of these expansion type of things overall. But I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be rooting for T-Buck in Orlando in the XFL. Really, really good dude, man. Really good dude. If any of you ever met Terrell Buckley, you know what I'm talking about because he's just a gem of a human being. By the way, Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines is a proud sponsor of our program. And let me tell you, so proud of these folks. They are now celebrating their 14th anniversary, 12 straight years now of the number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. And I see Larry Schlossberg and how hard he works, how much he cares to make sure he has the largest selection of brand new Acuras, an incredible selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. The lots are usually loaded. You don't walk in there and you only got one TSX to pick from. You've got several. And that's why they want you to get on down there. Take advantage. Great deals going on. They've got the 2023 Integra going on right now. They've got all kinds of 2022 models. They've got financing as low as 0.99% on the MDX, the TLX, the ILX, the RDX. So get on down there to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And if you happen to own an Acura like we do, you can also get it serviced there. Go see Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber. They will take care of you at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Yes, sir. We love the great people at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. The other thing, our boy, Nick Castellanos, Davey boy, baseball player, just in case some of you don't know. Well, Nick, I guess he had a run-in with Jim Salisbury, the one of the beat writers for the Philadelphia Phillies. Nick has not played well this year. Let's run through this. Last year with the Reds, he had a breakout year where he batted .309 with 34 home runs, 100 RBIs, and he struck out 121 times over the year. So far, instead of .309, he's batting .245. Instead of a 34 home run year, he's on pace for 16 because he has 8 home runs. And by the way, it's 8 home runs in 94 games. So he's past. He's over the halfway mark. Anyway, he had 100 RBIs. He's got 46. So he's also under that pace. He had 121 Ks for the year. He already has 98. So Jim Salisbury was asking Nick about the boos from the Philly crowd.
Did you hear the boos there when you struck out and they playing the game there?
No, man, I lost my hearing.
So you didn't hear it?
Come on, man, that's a stupid question.
Why is it a stupid question?
Can anybody else answer that for him? Anybody?
Anybody? Bueller?
Yeah, man, that's a stupid question.
It's not a stupid question. If it's a stupid question, you should be equipped to answer it.
All right, I did answer it.
The answer should be able to handle a stupid question.
We got the answer. That doesn't mean that I can't say that's a stupid question.
It wasn't a stupid question. It's a legit question.
If I heard the booze, is that's a rhetorical question. Of course it's a stupid
Did you hear the
question.
boos?
That's a stupid question.
We got
the answer. We're good. Thanks, guys.
Then you should be able to handle a stupid question.
I did.
So, as you see, okay. By the way, was there echo there? Could you guys hear it good or what? Just, you know what? Let me.
The boos there when you struck out and they. Did you hear the boos there when you struck out and they playing the game there?
No, man, I lost my hearing.
So you didn't hear it?
Come on, man, that's a stupid question.
Why is it a stupid question?
Can anybody else answer that for him? Anybody? Yeah, man, that's a stupid question.
It's not a stupid question. If it's a stupid question, you should be equipped to answer it.
I did answer it.
All right. The answer should be able to handle a stupid question.
We got the answer. That doesn't mean that I can't say that's a stupid question.
It wasn't a stupid question. It's a legit question.
If I heard the booze, is that's a rhetorical question. Of course it's a stupid
Did you hear the
question.
boos?
That's a stupid question.
We got
the answer. We're good. Thanks, guys.
Then you should be able to handle a stupid question.
I did.
Credit to Jim Salisbury. Now, here's where Jim dropped the ball. Of course, you heard the boos, right? What he had to say is, hey, Nick, we know you're struggling. Obviously, it's been a tough night. The fans, you heard their reaction. They're not happy with you. what's your reaction to the fans booing you? That's how he had to phrase it. He had to ask him, not, did you hear the boos? And I get what Jim was trying to do. Jim expected Nick to say, yeah, I heard the boos and I understand. And he expected him to elaborate, right? But Nick is pissed at that moment. So he's going after him now because it is a rhetorical question. Yeah, of course I heard it. But Jim had to put him in a corner, so he had to answer it. Instead, he gave Nick an opening, and Nick said, it's a stupid question because technically it is a dumb question. Because, yeah, you're asking him, did you hear the boos? Yeah, okay. You're supposed to ask him, hey, Nick, fans obviously weren't happy with you booing. I'm sure you heard it. What's your thoughts on the fans' reaction? Boom. Now everything's done. You heard the boos. I heard the boos. People on TV heard the boos. Okay, what's your reaction to the boos? Now he has to answer the question. Now it's not stupid. Now it's not rhetorical. And now you gave him no out. Now if he's a dick, now it's all on Nick. That's it. But here in this case, Nick looks kind of like a jerk. Jim also looks like, he's antagonizing. So, life of a beat guy. I know what Jim was trying to do. And he was expecting Nick to kind of pick up the baton and just move with it. But at that moment, he's pissed. So he cut him off and challenged him. Can anybody answer? I love that part. It's tough, man. You signed that big deal, and they're expecting you to produce. You batted 309. You're batting 245 now. You're on pace for 16 home runs. Not even that. You're on pace for like 14 home runs. And you had 34 the year before. Not good. Not good. All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not the guy Jeter was all up and mad about the Marlins not going after him? Yes, Nick Castellanos. I think you are correct. Yes. Yes. You are right. I forgot about that. That's a great memory, Isaiah. Thank you, dude. You are right. It is Nick Castellanos, the guy they wanted. And he would have had a shitty year. And we would all be pissed. He's having an Avisail Garcia year. Oh, man. Damn, that could have gone really bad, especially if fans in Lambeau leapt into the field to help him. Yikes. Yeah. Mistreated because he's black. Well, that's whether it's true or not, Alec, that is the perception. And that's what's going to come out, whether you like it or not, whether there's truth or not. Maybe he's a jerk to everybody. Let's see. Big O, when will Joe Shad make his return? Don't know yet, my man. Don't know yet. We are waiting. Joe's not coming back. He's tired of getting beat up by Big O on the show. No, Joe's coming back, dude. Joe'll be fine. He'll be back on the mend, and we'll get him back on. Good job on the team personnel guy for knowing things were going to get any better. You guys are a trip. Love it. All right. 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rheaume text line. Our thoughts and prayers, by the way, go out to John Menchie III. He has not passed away or anything, but he was diagnosed with leukemia. And he is one of the Texans' second-round picks this year. And unfortunately, it looks like he's likely out for the season. Now, that's only the bad news. The good news is they got it early. It's very treatable. So it looks like he's going to be able to overcome to return either late at the end of the year or probably next year, which is more likely with treatment and all that. I would imagine it's a little unfair to bring him back next year, especially late in the season. But it's such a young guy and to be diagnosed with leukemia, what a shame. But our thoughts and prayers are with him, man, and hopefully he'll fight through this thing and beat it, which is what we want him to do, right? We want him to beat it and move on. What else do we have going on? A little music notes for those of you out there that love a little music like I do, and talking about this day in rock history. Back in 2006, Metallica put 4 albums up for sale on iTunes after leading the charge against the file-sharing service Napster. The band let fans download Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Masters of Puppet, and Injustice for All. In 1989, on this date, the Beastie Boys released their second album, Paul's Boutique, which is named after a store in Brooklyn. What's that song that I love? And that one, God, it's the joint, and it has what's that has that beat. Oh man, that bass type beat that is so good. Oh God, oh man, I forgot the name of that damn song, but I love that song. It's one of my favorite Beastie Boys songs of all time. In 1969, on this date, Neil Young appeared with Crosby, Stills, Nash for the first time. It happened in a gig in the Fillmore in East New York in 1969. In 1981, on this date, Air Supply went to #1 with their song, The One That You Love. And in 1980, on this date, Back in Black was released by AC/DC, their first album. Since the death of Bon Scott, it went to #4 on the charts. And in 1980, Kiss unveiled their new drummer, Eric Carr, at New York's Palladium. Initially, his makeup was supposed to have him looking like a hawk, but he more resembled Big Bird, so instead, he was made up like a fox. There you go. So that's the stuff that happened in today's music history. Okay. Big O, the Pretty Reckless, and Hailstorm are playing on the same bill tonight here in New England. And guess what? I'm super freaking jealous because Hailstorm is not coming to South Florida. And I love Lizzie. I'm an enormous fan of Lizzie. If you watch one of our opens, it's a montage of me, pictures with a bunch of people. Lizzie Hale is one of the picks. I'm there with Lizzie. Love Lizzie, man. She's so freaking gifted. This is what I say about Lizzie Hale. If Pat Benatar and Joan Jett had a child, we would get each of their DNAs and create a rock star. It would be Lizzie Hale. That's it. Pat Benatar, Joan Jett gives you Lizzie Hale. She rocks like Jett, sings like Benatar. That's nasty. Okay? Nasty. She's awesome. And she looks like a really cool person. That's the other thing. If you follow Lizzie Hale, she is one of the more likable people out there, man. She looks like she's so down to earth, and she has her own demons that she talks about with the depression, and she helps others in dealing obviously with that monster that a lot of us cannot relate with, because it's hard. Like for me personally, I always say it's hard for me to understand depression because I've never gone through it. I've only been depressed for a very short amount of time, and then I move on because I have to. It's just the way I can't allow. But there are people that don't know how to compartmentalize that, and a lot of people, unfortunately, in our world, and they need help with that and how to compartmentalize and move on because, unfortunately, things happen in life. We have the good, we have the bad, we have our great days, we have our bad days, we have the living, we have the dead, and it's unfortunate, but we have to figure out a way to move on too. So it's tough. But Lizzie Hale's one of those that she's so good with all of that. She's a good person. At least that's what it looks like to me. Big O, can you rip Marlins ownership, please, so they can start trying? That's not going to help. I'm encouraging Bruce Sherman to get motivated and look at the other owners. And if you ever want to build baseball in this town, you're going to have to make a commitment on the field. And if he doesn't ever make that commitment, he'll never get South Florida to commit to him. Ripping Bruce Sherman doesn't help. But I will say this to Bruce Sherman. My brother, you got to do more. You got to do more. Everybody's passing you up. And even the team you're competing with in the summer just traded for the league MVP from 2 years ago. And Jorge Mas is not done. Once he gets Pizarro off the books and he gets Higuain off the books, he's not going to spend any time. He will get 2 other DPs, and Chris Henderson is going to sign really good DPs this time around. And Inter Miami is going to own the summers. If the Marlins do not watch out, we will have something to root for in the summers. It's coming. Eventually, it will happen with Inter Miami. I have zero concerns or doubts about that. Jorge Mas will figure all of this out, and he's doing it slowly but surely, and they're going to kick ass. And they're going to dominate the summers. It'll be a soccer summer. It will not be baseball. So it's up to Sherman. The 2 winter teams try. The football team tries. And now, Canes football? Huh. So now you got Dolphins and Canes rolling around here in August. That's the worst thing that can happen to baseball and soccer. You better make yourself matter. I know Inter Miami will matter. They don't matter now, but they will. I don't know about the Marlins. That's an enormous question mark out there. Big O, great show. Love your diversity of topics from sports to real life. Makes it so much more interesting overall. Thank you, Brett. Did you see what happened to 2 little black girls at the Sesame Street Park? Yes, I saw that the mascot, I forgot which mascot it was. 2 little black girls were wanting autographs or pictures. And he was like, no. Now, supposedly, because remember, it's really tall and the sight vision was above, he was telling somebody behind the 2 little black girls, somebody wanted them to carry their kid. And the mascot was like, no, because they can't carry kids. It wasn't directed at the 2 little girls. Now, perception is still there. And 2, the mascot's got to do a little better of awareness. There are 2 kids under you. You know, you need to pay attention at everything. So that way that the 2 kids down there don't misconstrue your message to the person that's asking you to carry their kid. You understand? Because they were holding him out like carry. And he was like, no, we can't do that. And it wasn't for the kids. But because you answered them and not looked down to the 2 kids, that became a situation. Just out of curiosity, how many sports hosts can you actually ask them something so out of left field? That's how nutty I am that I follow everything. Oh, man. Is where the future of college football is. Orlando is where the future of college football is. Orlando is where the future of college football is. What does that mean? Are you talking about like Central Florida or something? Karen says, oh, man, it has to be tough wearing a Sesame Street costume during the heat wave. Oh, God, yeah, and wearing any of those costumes, it got to be brutal. Got to be brutal. But it was like a bad look for them, but it really wasn't directed at the kids. But the poor kids were right there in front of the mascot, and the mascot should have done a better job of recognizing them and making them feel comfortable. It was just like an awkward thing. And I can see where it can be misconstrued and misunderstood with all of it. It's a shame. It's a shame. Folks, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. I appreciate all of you out there as always. We're up to 214, 202 watching, 214. So that means people that have come in and out have smashed it. And I really, really thank you for that. If you haven't, while you're watching, please, it is incredibly important that you smash that like button and really help us out. It really carries the show, and it makes us it gives us more exposure to other places. Also, our prayers to folks out in California, in France, in Italy, Poland, Portugal, Slovenia, the UK. It is crazy what's going on right now with the heat waves that we have going on all over the world, and the amount of fires and hundreds and thousands of acres that are being burned right now all over the world. And the climate change is happening. It's real. There was a runway in Paris that was melting. I will repeat again. A runway in Paris was melting. They had to shut down the runway. Okay? They're now using something called cool streets now. Your streets in the future will be gray, not black. And it'll be a sealant that they will put over them. That's a gray sealant that reflects the heat instead of the black asphalt that absorbs the heat. And so you're going to see a lot of changes coming because climate change is forcing it. This is real, folks. Runways are melting. I saw that, and that's screwed up. All right. So prayers to so many around the world that have had to evacuate their homes, lost their homes, or my God, did you see that man that came out of the fire that was lit on fire? Just the things that are going on, we've never seen before, and there's some serious stuff going on. So our prayers to all the folks dealing with all kinds of terrible natural disasters around the world. I know we have listeners and viewers in those areas all over because I see the stats. So prayers for all of our friends because, hey, man, listen, while we're Americans, we're still all human beings on one planet, and we should all care for each other and look after each other. All right. Ira Winderman, Alan Poupart, and Marcel Louis Jacques, we thank those gentlemen for joining us. We appreciate immensely what Sean Stanley does every single day, mastering this show. More than anything, we thank all of you out there, whether you're downloading the podcast, please smash the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash the like button. Please subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our backup channel, Big O Show Cuts. We're putting other interviews and stuff there. And we're going to do some live programming, maybe doing some Saturday shows on that one there. So the only way you're going to find out is by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. So maybe moving some of the Saturday shows to that one there, because we're going to want to grow that channel to do other things opposite of this at times. So it's all part of the process. There's a method behind the madness. We've got over 13,000 now following this channel. We're asking you to go over to the other channel. We want to get it over 1,000 right away and then keep moving forward. So if you can, please, we appreciate you. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one.